15. Fajardo looking to his right. Austin Mack to the far. Zone touchdown, Edmonton. And the Oaks have life. Austin Mack, 7th of the season.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Got my line. Oh, baby. Friday edition of the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365. Eddie Steele, Donovan Paulson, Joshua Fedek in studio, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. It's going to be a great show. Lots of great guests on the way. I started out on a great foot. I forgot all my liners, but I have the email. Thank God, Eddie Steele.
You can pull it up with the email.
I have it on the email. Thank you, Jason Greger. Bet365. Check out Bet365's early payout for baseball. When your team goes up by 5 runs, you get paid out immediately. No stress about blowing a big lead. Download the app and see what early payout's all about. It's all good. It's all good. It's Friday. You're looking sharp. We got a loaded show. It's nice out. The crazy storm last night, though.
Yeah, it came and went. It didn't last very long, but
no,
came in with some thunder and lightning.
Yeah. I saw my friend Nate from Pasta Pantry, and he was setting up for like a festival. And I woke up this morning and I put up a video, or he put up a video. Thank you, Donald, of how every vendor's tent was like blown away in I think a parking lot where they're doing this event. And he's like, we have refrigerators that blew everywhere. We've got all this big equipment that blew everywhere, but the show must go on. We'll put it all back together and away we go. So yeah, it's crazy. Like yesterday was just a gorgeous day, Eddie.
And that's probably why it came, all that humidity in those 3 hot days. I've had 3 golf tournaments this week, back to back to back.
How are you playing?
Not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, not bad. I won one with Gregor.
I know. And
won that one.
Apparently our team tied with you guys.
Yes.
But it was myself, Curtis, and the crew, Rain and Nick from ABB. They had to leave. And then I headed home to get ready for the next day. Because it was getting into the evening, and I'm like, I haven't done this, and this. So said thank you and bye to Blake and Jill from Action. And then I heard we won. Like, we tied with you guys. Yeah.
I think we were 11 under or something like that. I forget what the score was.
What did you get for a prize? Because the prizes there are fantastic.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
A nice jacket, a nice little, half sleeve golf jacket.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, it was nice. Fall attire, fall or early golf season, spring attire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Curtis, he's a stick, huh?
Yeah.
Curtis is a stick.
He's good.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he is.
It says he plays once a year and just off the couch, and he can hit that thing.
Man, he bombs it. He his first swing on the first tee. We had Nick from ABB who this guy's like 6'5", like natural athlete.
Yeah.
Just bombs the ball. Like he was hitting his 3 hybrid, I think, almost as far as we were driving it.
Crazy.
Maybe even further. But Curtis gets up and he's like, I haven't played in a year. And goes out there and pumps on like 270 yards.
Yeah.
Dead
right
center.
down the
like,
yeah.
Like, you sandbagger. Thank God you're on my team.
He did that to me last year, too.
Well,
keeping up with Curtis.
Keeping up with Curtis. But really good time. Big thank you to the crew at Action, and they do a phenomenal job. I have to give Terry a shout out, too. Terry does a great job with organizing, he's a glue guy, too.
Totally. That's the word. Absolutely. He is a glue guy.
Lots of good people there.
Need a guy like Terry in the locker room.
What other tournaments were you in this week?
Then the Joey Moss.
Oh, that's right.
At Sturgeon on Wednesday.
How was it?
Really good.
Yep.
Yeah, really good turnout for that one. That's an awesome turn.
Good
Joey
Oilers
Moss.
alumni too. A lot of Alex guys.
Yeah. A lot of guys were out, and just for the great cause.
Yep.
For the Winfred Stewart Foundation. So, and then Boston Pizza.
Oh, BP.
Yeah, BP yesterday. Charity for them, and again back at Sturgeon. So
great
played
course.
Sturgeon back to back. It was a really good course. It's fun. Yeah. And the BP actually is our former head athletic therapist, Nate Hay.
Oh.
So he transitioned after football. He was on the Grey Cup team and whatnot. Probably got out of football just before COVID, I would say.
Okay.
And then ended up acquiring a Boston Pizza franchise, Boston Pizza Westmount. Shout him out. Give him a little free love. Yeah.
They're
that's
fantastic.
Nate Hay. So
Yeah.
he's a double E alum, and he's one of the good guys.
Yep. BP Westmount, great. Spent some time, did some stuff out there with them.
Yep.
Shout out to the guys Tony and Curtis at BP 170th over here. Did a lot of stuff with
Lots of
them,
stuff
a
with
lot
the
of
boys there.
partnership stuff with them. They're fantastic. And then Tara at Boston Pizza is great. So a little bit of love for some good people doing good work for good causes, because there's always a charity component, right?
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
Yep. Hit us up 1-833-401-1440. Let's check in with the boys. Dono, Fenny, what's going on? How are we doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Doing pretty well. I'm it's Friday. It's who can't be excited and happy about a Friday? That's always the vibe coming in here on one of these days. And hey, you know what? Continue to get some nice weather. That's what matters here today.
I like that. That's a very positive outlook. Now, Fenny, are you continuing the tour to Alberta?
No tour to
Excellent.
Alberta anymore. Girlfriend moves back today, so we move her in tonight. And then my sister moves back tomorrow for her second year of U of A.
Yep.
But she's not in res this year. So I got a bed frame and some shelves and whatever I got to build tomorrow afternoon before going to the Alberta Basketball Hall of Fame gala. So
Excellent.
that'll be fun.
Are you going to be dressing up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Putting your best duds on.
Oh, Eddie, you know it, buddy. You should see me in a suit. I look a lot less fat.
For some reason, I thought he was going to say, I look a lot like you.
Oh,
But he went complete opposite.
He's jacked.
Well, hey, I do look a
Nah,
lot
don't
like
do
you
that to
when I put a
yourself,
suit
Eddie.
on. I look pretty big.
Don't do that to yourself, Eddie.
Swole, anyways.
Are you sitting with Paul, sir? Is that what's going on?
I haven't even texted Paul. I should do that. But actually, the girlfriend's coming because it had
Nice.
gala in the name. She was, oh, I get to get dolled up. I was like, yes, you do.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be looking good, feeling good. I'm assuming Brian Swain will be there. Swain
Yeah,
Dog?
that's actually
Yep.
the guy that emailed us that we could get like free tickets for it.
Yep.
So, yeah, 2 free tickets. Luckily, I didn't have to show out $300 for the night. So
That's the best.
dinner, drinks, meet some like-minded basketball individuals, and live it up for 5 hours or whatever.
Absolutely. Those are fun. Those are actually really good. And you get to meet some really neat people too in the sports community and in our market. So speaking of which, we have a great show. Sean Campbell will be stopping by. He's from Montreal, but he'll be telling us about the Alouettes game. He'll probably also dip into some Habs stuff. Spec will be joining us as always on the mark. Kevin Wuthrich from the Edmonton Wildcats. They have had an interesting start to the season. They get blown out by Regina in the first game of the year. Then they go back and they beat Saskatoon, who are the defending national champs.
Perennial powerhouse.
Yeah.
Haven't beat them in a long time.
And then they take care of business against their crosstown rival, the Huskies.
Who've been taking care of business against them historically, too.
So this is good. This is heating up. So they get the Hilltops again, I think, at home. They're playing in Sherwood Park, where I used to live in Emerald Hills.
Yes.
I like
yes.
that. That's good. It's good. Bob Harris will be stopping by. We'll talk a little bit about fantasy with him. Gary Meyer in the final hour will be going golfing with the G-Man, and he's got Bill Penny, PGA Master Professional and instructor, that will be with us. So, yeah, we have a good show. So, great weekend coming up. Weather should be good. I have to go to Calgary again today. I've got the Stamps and Ticats. That should be an interesting matchup. Elks are off, obviously. Well-deserved. It's also interesting because we were talking to Dave Dickinson yesterday, Eddie, and he was frustrated with how the things have gone with the Stamps in the last couple of games. 4-6 record. They're at the bottom of the West Division, but they've pretty much been in every game. And he's like, we had a long layoff. He's 2 weeks off. And he goes, to him, it felt like too much because he wanted to get back at it. And he doesn't like to get away, especially when the team has some struggles. So he's like, yeah, I couldn't get away. I just started to get back to the tape and working on this and that.
That's how these coaches are, man.
It's crazy.
They can't get away when you're having success, let alone struggles.
I know.
Yeah, it's something, Calgary, because offensively, when you look at the stats, they have a very, very strong offense.
It's one of the best.
And it's been that way since the season started, right out of the gates.
Yeah.
But then defensively, it's so unique because they have these flashes, Tom, where their defensive line and the pressure they can get, they look really good. But then how the game unfolds, they end up on the losing side of things and they end up giving up a lot of points and look really bad.
Yeah.
So they have their moments in games, but as a whole, offense is great. Defense is complete opposite and terrible. That's just kind of what it is for this team.
And you look at the defense, the amount of takeaways they've gotten in recent weeks is incredible. Like I play CFL fantasy with the crew from my old station. I'm winning that league, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, I've got a pretty formidable team. So I've got the Stamps defense and the Lions defense. And there were times in the last few weeks where the Stamps defense was better because of all the pick sixes they were having and getting in games.
true. Yeah, that helps. That helps.
But Eddie, the big play, the clutch moments, that's where they've had their struggles. And talking to Clarence Hicks yesterday, he kind of mentioned that. He's like, it feels like everything's on the right path, but we're just slightly off. And it's been frustrating, I think, for them. But they're right there. They're right there. They get the Ticats this weekend. So
in the West is tight. Like
It
that's the
is.
thing about it. So the Stamps are 4-6. Edmonton, we're not even going to count. We're talking about the mushy middle. Everybody
Yes,
else,
yes.
but the double E. And it's
well,
tight.
double you're off.
Yeah, they're off. But I'm separating the good teams from the average teams, and we're calling the double E a good team
They're a
now.
good team.
TG.
They're
Haven't
more
been
than
able to
just
say
good.
that in a while.
Absolutely.
So sitting at 8-3, they're not even in that mix right now. So we're talking Sask, Winnipeg, Calgary, those team BC. It's all tight between the two of them, or the four of them. It's anybody can win that. Anybody truly can win that out of those four teams.
The one that surprises me is Saskatchewan. I think that Hamilton loss really, I don't know. Like talking to Scott Milanovic yesterday, he said that was a huge win for us. It kept us alive because it's getting into do or die mode for the Ticats. It really is if they want to keep the playoff hopes alive because there's probably going to be a crossover this year.
I hope not. I was just
I
going to
hope
go
not,
there.
too.
I hope not.
But they understand the urgency right now. And he goes, and we didn't take advantage of the momentum that we built up with that win in Sask or against Sask, pardon me. And then they go into Toronto in a crazy rain game and they lose one that they felt they had a chance at winning. So it's going to be, it's the bottom feeders outside of Ottawa, which is like, if you want to separate
Yeah,
them
Ottawa,
from the herd.
exactly.
Yeah, but it's do or die for the Ticats, and it's a chance for the Stamps refreshed. We'll see what VA status is. I think there's some question marks there, but I think Diedrich Mills should be back. The Stamps looking to get back into the fray, going into a massive Labor Day weekend, and then rematch here in Edmonton. And then you've got the Ticats, yeah, like I said, fighting for their lives.
This is when you truly look at the schedule and how it's unfolding, a massive week for Calgary.
Yep.
If Hamilton, and they're lacking VA, like you mentioned. So
Mhm.
if Hamilton can come into Calgary and sneak this one, man, we're as doubly faithful. We are cheering hard for Hamilton because not only is your team on the bye, so they're coming off fresh into Labor Day.
Yep.
You want Calgary licking their wounds.
You could bury the Stampeders.
You could bury them.
Theoretically.
Boom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could you imagine
Big
what a
weekend.
sweetheart season that would be for the Elks faithful?
Yeah, that's out of nowhere. I mean, it wasn't out of nowhere, but it's happening fast right now.
Lots of hard work.
Yes.
Lots of commitment to changing methods and processes and
Yeah.
mindsets. And the payout is already there for the double E, and we'll see what happens. You get to sit back if you're an Elks fan this week, and you could just enjoy whatever sport. If you want to watch CFL, you want to keep tabs on the Stamps because you hate them, that's great. But like Eddie said, the Ticats could inflict some pain, and then that opens the door for Edmonton going in fresh. I think 18 days off, something like that.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Is it too much?
No, never
No,
too much.
okay,
It's never
okay.
too much. The mentality, every football player is built the same, and that's a good thing.
Mhm.
But the mentality I would have coming off of a bye week, it's totally get my foot on that throat and step hard when we go down there for Labor Day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I think for Labor Day, I'm not working that game. Claire is, because she got her mom and dad living in Canmore, so she's gonna go visit some family. I get it off. I think I'm gonna go to the watch party.
Gonna enjoy.
I asked Connor Halley yesterday. I said, "Where's the watch party for the LDC?" And he goes, "On the rocks." I
Oh.
said, "Oh, of course.
Fitting.
Go see Dr. Wang, say hello to the crew, hang out."
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be my spot.
Perfect,
Yeah,
man. Perfect.
should be a lot of fun. Okay, and then so we have Sean Campbell coming up out of Montreal. He's in Winnipeg right now, Eddie. The Alouettes can clinch a playoff spot with a win, and then there needs to be a loss, I think, to Hamilton. If Hamilton loses in Calgary, there's a scenario where Montreal clinches a playoff spot. It's week 13.
Yeah. Much like Edmonton, right? There's a
Edmonton's
few
pretty
scenarios where
close,
they
yeah.
can clinch it as well. Yeah, at this point, the season's unfolding, as it is, and the way Montreal's rolling,
Juggernaut.
and it's always competitive against Winnipeg. It's
Mhm.
always, they're never just going to roll over and die. They're going to give you all they got. They're going to swing. Any Mike O'Shea coach team is going to swing hard.
Which I
but-
respect.
Yeah, I do too. Absolutely. We have to give them their flowers in that sense. But Montreal's a different breed this year.
Oof. How do you stop Davis Alexander and Tyson Philpott and all of that? Like Sneed is in there.
Yeah, Travis
Cole
Tice.
Speaker, Travis Tice. Yeah.
You can't. That's the thing. And they've proven that they're clicking on all cylinders. There's those weapons. Coach Moss, it's this season as a whole, I really am enjoying the ball that they're putting out, the product. But I'm equally enjoying, Tommy, is watching Jason Moss and just how he's coaching this team and the way he's matured as a coach.
He's intense.
Having had him, in those first firecracker years where he was more of a loose cannon, and seeing how he is just rounded out and mature would be the sense just in the coaching world, not as a man, but
Yep.
as a coach,
Yep.
because he has totally honed it in and they're dialed right now. And it's really cool to see how he's leading the charge.
I really like Jason Moss. I've had the good fortune of working with him on a hunting show. for
Oh yeah,
5
I
years.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got to know a different side of him where he's not, breaking headsets and microphones and stuff like that. And he even said he learned from that, but he's a good man.
He is a good man.
That's what I'd say. And he still lives
He
in
our
our community in the off
community
season.
out here. And
hmm
do you enjoy hunting and like all of that stuff, the outdoors?
I've never done it.
Because you're a city boy, but do you enjoy it? Because I'm a city boy too, but I love those types of shows.
Yeah,
I love them.
I loved working on that show, and I learned a ton about just nature and how hunters
Like their
hone their
process.
craft.
Yeah.
And it's the science behind it. I have a lot more respect than I
So
did
we
before.
could talk. What would you rather do, a bow hunt or out there with a gun?
Bow hunt.
Really?
Yeah, because it seems like that's more of a pure,
More ethical, pure.
ethical. Yeah.
You got to get close though.
And you have to be super patient. The way they harvest as much of the animal as they can.
Yeah.
I
I love it all.
yeah,
man.
it's
You're
fascinating.
The guy to talk to. Yeah,
it's
man.
fascinating. And they would always try to get me out there, and I'm like, okay, but like I'm not going out in -10. I'm a wimp.
I got
Sorry.
my pal a couple of years ago in hopes to start getting a little hunting under the
Yeah.
belt.
I know a guy, Ryan
Ah.
Kohler, get you hooked up with Louis DeBrusque or Jason
Oh
Moss.
yeah.
Those guys are great. You know some great hunters out there, and just on the west side of the city in the Parkland County area. Shout out to all of them. But yeah, got to know Mosser in a different way, which was interesting. And now when I see him, it's like I see like the intensity, and I'm like, I feel comfortable enough to be like, wow, you are so hardcore when you're in
Totally.
football mode. And he just
Flips it.
starts laughing, and yeah, he can flip. A couple of texts before we get to break. And hey, Dono, Jay and Victoria is asking about Playlist Friday. Are you cool with doing that today?
Oh, we're doing Playlist Friday. That's
Excellent.
already queued up. We're
Excellent.
gonna get Eddie Spaghetti singing away.
Okay,
Ooh.
good. Free falling is what Jay has in mind. So maybe we'll get to that. I like Playlist Friday. Send those in 1-833-401-1440. Deanocracy says the real deal. Eddie's looking sharp today. He's suited up. He's ready to go. He's got the tie on. He's not messing around. And then Brian says, disagree with Stamps when he gets tie cats, then they will be satisfied. And then the double E crush them. Great show. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that very much. All right. We're off and running. When we come back, Sean Campbell from TSN 690, play-by-play man for the Alouettes.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything. You can't just wear it. I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Everything is going to be okay. Any business, regardless of size, can stumble occasionally. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. If your business is facing financial challenges, our team of chartered insolvency and restructuring professionals have corporate debt recovery solutions that work. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. Chances of a positive outcome increase if you engage Faber sooner rather than later.
Need an excuse to upgrade your ride? Well, we got a few to share. Go Auto has over 18,000 new and used vehicles ready to test drive right now. With more than 70 locations, your perfect match could be closer than you think. A family-friendly SUV for soccer practice, a fuel-sipping commuter, or a hard-working truck that's ready for anything. Trusted brands and a team that's actually happy to help. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com. The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1430.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Free falling. Yeah.
Eddie Steele, ladies and gentlemen. It isn't even karaoke night.
Did I hit it? Did
You
I
hit
get
it. That was surprisingly good. That was so good, Eddie. Friday, Playlist Friday. Send in your requests. 1-833-401-1440. It's the Tom Gazzola Show. Good morning. Hope you're doing well out there. Should be a lovely day. Hoping for a great weekend. And thanks for joining us. As always, this show brought to you by Bet365. Tom, Eddie, Dono, and Fenny in studio with you. And from TSN 690 and the voice of the Montreal Alouettes. And our buddy, Sean Campbell, is joining us from Winnipeg. Sean, did you hear that? What did you think of the real deal Eddie Steele's pipes?
I was impressed.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good way. Morning radio, you got to get those pipes ready to go.
Eddie suited up too. He's very ready for the day.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready spaghetti.
Yeah. Sean, you're ready to go for Als and Bombers. And I mean, what a masterful season it's been for the Alouettes. How else can you describe the way in which this team has managed to dominate the CFL?
Yeah, it's been very impressive to watch what they've done this year. And I think one of the things you could go back just a couple, weeks ago, and I don't need to bring this up, on Edmonton radio, is their one loss against Edmonton. They've been able to revenge that loss.
Yeah.
I know, Edmonton wins in Edmonton and then Montreal wins in Montreal, two good teams. You're probably going to get a split anyways. But the one time that they did lose, they felt like they probably should have won. There was the controversial call in the overtime by the sidelines. Who got it doesn't really matter, but they were able to be different. You're possibly clinching a playoff spot this week at 10-1, 11 weeks in. Then what do you do in the second half when you're facing all the Western divisional teams? You got a back-to-back against BC. You got a back-to-back against Saskatchewan. You have a couple games, including tonight against Winnipeg. It doesn't get easier for the Owls because they only have 2 games left against their own division.
The clinching scenario, it's a Als win against Winnipeg, and then a Ticats loss to Calgary, correct?
Yes, and there's another situation. If all the teams in the East win, they'll clinch a spot as well. So
Okay.
it's indirectly complicated, but the easiest one is Ticats lose, Als win, they're in.
Sean, where do you come out on that in the sense that clinching so early, and then of course comes the talk of do we rest some starters because we are fearful of injury, this and that. Do you think Jason Moss would just poo-poo all of that noise if the Als won this early, or do you think that we could start to see them doing some roster adjustments over the course of the remainder of the year?
I could see some, maybe closer when you get to the playoffs. There's some, not that these guys. I've asked them a little bit about record-breaking numbers and what you could do in the second half of the season because of what Philpott's chasing down. I don't think that they're chasing. If it happens, it happens. Jason Moss is pretty good at getting the guys ready just 1 week at a time. This is your opponent this week. Don't worry about next week. In the media we could go, oh, but it's a big back-to-back against BC. Oh, it's this. You try and poke at the players. They're not going to bite on that. I will flash back to the Alouettes Grey Cup win in 2023. If you remember, the Toronto Argonauts ran away with the division, and they were sitting there in the East Final. They hadn't played a competitive game in 2 months.
Yeah.
And if anybody remembers that East Final, the Alouettes thumped them, absolutely destroyed them. It was 6 turnovers by the Argos offense. They had been resting players. It was brutal, and they go on to the Grey Cup and they win the Grey Cup. So there's there's a little bit of you have to be careful. We'll see what bumps in the road arrive for the Alouettes, but I think Jason Moss will have these players with the right mentality.
He's intense. We're
Yes,
talking
yes.
about him going into the week.
I heard you. I've had very many moments with Jason Moss, and I probably don't know him like you do, but I do know him, and we've had conversations. And I don't know if you know his history with pickleball, and
No.
so the Alouettes have a pickleball court in their locker room. Jason Moss runs it. He runs it. He is the number one pickleball player on that team. They all try and beat him. They can't. And 2 winters ago, the Alouettes had a pickleball winter tournament, inviting media, fans, and Jason Moss lost in the semifinals. And he reacted in a way that probably good the cameras weren't around. He can be very fiery on the sidelines and things don't go his way. And now he lost against it like a professional pickleball player. He didn't care. He was.
I
And the
needed to hear that.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is good. That actually is really good stuff because as you're describing that, I'm just watching my former coach just lose it. I could see the F bombs were flying.
Oh, oh yes, and the best thing was so they had the final for the pickleball against like professional pickleball player versus professional pickleball player, and Moss goes whoever lost in the other semifinals, you, me, now semifinal. didn't even watch the final. Just went on another court and had to go finish with a win.
Let's get the third place game in.
Yeah.
0% surprised at all. Shaw Capital with us, voice of the Alouettes. You can catch him on TSN 690 in Montreal. Okay, I know the players probably don't want to talk about the records and the accomplishments and milestones, but there are some amazing things happening, like Philpott, 2,000 yards, well within reach. Davis Alexander, could he hit the 6,000 yard total? Like, this is super impressive. And every time I watch the Als, Sean, it doesn't seem like they're pressing or forcing the offense. It's clicking and in a harmonized way. Is that a fair assessment as someone who watches them more closely than I do?
Yeah, it looks easy, and we could talk about Alexander. We could talk about Philpott. I think you could bring in Tyler Sneed, and you talk about records. Sneed, last game, they got to the 21-yard line after a turnover. He was 21 yards short of 1,000 on the season. And right away, I turned to my partner in the booth, Marco. I said, they're going to Sneed. Like, I know that whatever AC called, they're going to Sneed. And they go to Sneed, but Sneed was offside on the play, so they call it back. So he's still a little bit of short on the 1,000. But they did hit it, 21 yards for the touchdown, but flag on the play. So the players are very aware of these little records that are sitting there. Davis Alexander got pulled from the game in the fourth quarter. He wanted to stay out there and throw for 300 yards, but he didn't need to. He was still doing whatever he needed to do. It looks very smooth. But I'll tell you straight up, I think it's, we're talking about record-breaking season. There could be a record-breaking season the amount of times Davis Alexander gets sacked. He's at 8 sacks against. The record is 18, I believe, in a season. We're past the halfway mark. He has time. Any quarterback with any ability, you guys know this, you give them time, they're going to find the open receiver. You give a receiver with the skills that Snead or Philpott have an extra half second or second to get away from a defender, they're going to get open. And, on top of that, you probably have between those three players, Snead, Philpott, and Alexander, when plays break down and are extended because he gets out of the pocket and it turns into backyard football, probably three of the best backyard football players out there.
Yeah,
So
that's the biggest thing, Sean, that I notice honestly is when he has the escapability and when he breaks the pocket, the way that they have the chemistry and they're in such sync. Davis Alexander and especially those receivers, those two receivers, Philpott and Snead.
Philpott, yeah.
The chemistry
Speakers
that
in
they
there.
have, and we've heard the reports of how they spend so much time together off of the field, and clearly it shows on the field. You mentioned earlier, though, as well, Sean, the time that Davis gets, and clearly that's due to some really high-end quality offensive line play. Justin Lawrence, he's back up in the lineup. What is his addition coming off of a knee injury, I believe, going to look like to this lineup?
yeah, so right now he's slated at number 2. He was the starting center, and Cyril Hogan Saint-Don is filled in, and that's the one injury. You have a healthy offensive line, it's going to help because it's just you talk to any offensive lineman, they know chemistry is everything. Just knowing that the guy on the right and to your left is always the same two guys. You know how they move, how they pick up, how they read. It makes a difference. So Hogan Saint-Don has done a great job filling in. Justin Lawrence is, I don't know if they're going to switch to 50-50. They're going to, ease him in. But that's what they have. They have all this time in the second half. If they want to get Lawrence back into the starting position, it's no problem. But if they're going to keep Hogan Saint-Don the starter, I think it's no problem. The Alouettes use all 7 offensive linemen. They, as a team that has so much offense, they rarely go 5 receivers. They rarely go 5R. It's usually 3 or 4 fullbacks, extra linemen. Dox Tater gets in there all the time. That's the way that the Owls use their offense is a lot of fullbacks and their slot backs stay in to block, and that's why Davis Alexander has all that time. But you look at that group of 5 with 6, 7 offensive linemen. I don't know how many are going to be making the All-Star team, but I wouldn't be surprised if you got upwards of 3 or 4.
J-Law, good Edmonton area product, U of A Golden Bear, and good guy too.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
reminder.
absolutely.
Yep, really good guy. Sean, how about this Bombers team and what kind of threat do they pose to the Alouettes, if any? Like, where is Montreal going to have to be on its toes when it comes to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who blew that game in Edmonton last week?
Yeah, they had that 16-0 lead, and then I know you guys are very aware of that. I always, I'm curious. They're an older team now. They still have some of their older players. Zach Caleros is, for a while was, top guy in the CFL. Now, if you probably listing the top quarterbacks in the CFL, he's probably a little bit further down the list.
Yeah.
But to me, the guy you still have to watch out for is Brady Oliveira. Just the run game. And I know that, again, there's another player that's been around a while, but you know how dangerous he is. I could even flash back to the first quarter last week against the Red Blacks. Now, it didn't end up being anything because it's the Red Blacks and they're 0-10. But the Red Blacks were able to have a long, sustained drive of almost 8 minutes to start the game to keep the Alouettes off the field. And then, the Alouettes had a 2-and-out. The next thing you know, the Red Blacks are like, oh, we're in this game. If Brady Oliveira is able to get his run game established and have long sustained drives for the Bombers, that's going to be tougher for the Owls. And I know they have quick strike offense, but at the same time, not having the Owls offense on the field only maybe twice a quarter, max 3 times. If Brady Oliveira can extend drives that way and take a lot of the clock, that could be one of the factors in the game tonight. I've always circled Brady Oliveira, and I'm very curious about the Bombers pass rush. When you have a guy like Jefferson and what they can do there, and they rotate so many players in with the Owls in their protection scheme. I think they should be all right. So I've circled Oliveira.
Last week in that game, the first drive by the Bombers, I think, ate up 7.5 minutes. So
There you go.
I mean, if the Red Blacks are doing it, I mean, the Bombers with Oliveira in the mix, obviously, and Dembski and Caleros, they can potentially make that happen. So we'll see how that goes. You have anything else on the Alouettes? I was going to switch gears to the Habs. Eddie.
Yeah. I was actually
Go for it.
I was gonna ask
Go
about the
for it, go
Habs
for it.
myself, Tommy. So
Absolutely.
you got it,
Hey,
man. Go
we're
ahead.
on the right path.
Well,
No, you go ahead.
before we get to the Habs, the Canadiens, I wanted to ask, how's my partner in crime, former teammate Marco Brouillette doing?
I think he's golfing this morning. He just he's made the transition from what was it, professional football player. He's still a lawyer. He still wants to be the commissioner of the CFL. Now he's just turned into a avid golfer. Every time on the trip, golf clubs are packed into the plane, ready to go. Coach is kind of staring. He's like, I'm not playing. And so I think he's on the golf course right now, working on his game, trying to become a single handicap. But yeah, he's great. It's so much fun to work with him. So much energy, so much knowledge of the game, and we've been together now 6 years in the booth, so lots of fun with Marco. Yeah,
Excellent.
sharp dressed man as well.
Look at Eddie golfs a ton too. He's golfed 3 times this week.
Oh wow.
So you guys have a lot in common.
Yeah, we did. We were also part of that 6:45, 7 a.m. crew. And when we would work out, we played together. It was a small crew, but he was one of them, man. And yeah, I always watched Marco's career from afar because he had a really solid career in Montreal, and we became teammates in Sask. And yeah, it's cool getting to know a guy. And we came out the same draft class as well, 2010.
Oh,
so yeah, we had a lot in common.
there you
Yeah,
go.
a lot of he's definitely an athlete because I love his draft story, being a quarterback at U of M and getting drafted, and he knew he wasn't going to be a quarterback, but everybody just saw an athlete, and teams, and at the time the Alouettes drafted him, and they were like, we don't know where we're going to play you, but you're playing on the team. We don't know where you're going to be on the field, but we need you on the field because you're an athlete, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. 100% it is. Okay, quick note on the Habs. A lot of hype around them. People very excited about them for good reason. They made some good moves in the offseason and had some good signings at good price points. Why should people be excited about this Montreal Canadiens team going into the fall here, Sean?
Well, it's funny because since Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon's taken over, the rebuild and the way that they've put this team together, most, I don't need to, again, I know I'm on in Edmonton. The rebuild path has been like this for them, but since then there's no step back. First is, okay, your last place, first overall pick. You look competitive, be in the middle, make the playoffs, lose in the first round, make the playoffs, go to the Final Four. What's the next step? The next step is Stanley Cup. That's what the expectations are now. And you're doing that with a young group, a group that is probably, if you go over the last 2 years, along with the Buffalo Sabres, the youngest team in the National Hockey League. And young teams rarely win the Stanley Cup. You go look, it's usually average age 29, average age 30, chock full of veterans. You could go to those Florida Panthers teams. You could go to, the Pittsburgh Penguins, like just those teams that won the Stanley Cup. It's usually an older team. So the Canadiens are building that, and they have young, experienced players now. And so, you think about Lane Hudson. Guy's 2 years in the league. You think he's peaked? You think about Ivan Demidov. He's got a year in the league. You think he's peaked? It's Nick Suzuki probably has room for improvement. Just got 100 points. Okay, if he plateaued, he just plateaued at 100-point player. If Cole Caulfield plateaued, he just plateaued at a 50 goal scorer. So you're expecting that for the next couple of years. Health is, of course, going to be something, and probably the biggest question is goaltending. I know Dobesh is the guy now, but they still have 3 goaltenders, and you don't want to enter training camp, having to steal a roster spot for a third goaltender. So there's some small questions around this team. They still have a couple RFAs to sign, but for the most part, it's about this young team that went to the Final Four is now that much more experienced, and they're going to learn from that and be better for it.
Hey, the three-headed goalie monster. I have a solution, and it was made right here in Edmonton. Just sign a guy who's hurt and always hurt.
Yeah.
It
You,
works.
you could do that. I think it's just, they have Sam Montembeau. He's not like a high price goaltender, but he kind of fell out of favor down the stretch last year. But the goaltending position's so fickle. Things can change at a moment's notice. I know they signed Dobish to the big contract. That doesn't mean that they don't need Montembeau. Fowler can easily play in Laval. It's not a big deal. And they could always trade a goaltender to Winnipeg because apparently they need a goalie now.
I saw your tweet last night. That was funny with the
Uh,
Connor Hellebuck banner.
I was walking by the MTS Center and I was like, I see Perfetti and I'm looking around. I'm like, I wonder if the Hellebuck one. And I walk right by. I was like, well, I got to take a photo of this.
How about
I
that?
mean, I went to the Gold Eyes game last night just because I was here, watch a little bit baseball. Why not? And I'm telling you, I'm just sitting alone watching a baseball game. Everyone around me, what are they going to do with Everybody's talking about Hellebuck. I mean, it's the
Stinky,
big
man.
story, man.
It's stinky. I don't
Totally.
like it. Being from Winnipeg and just how contracts work between football and NHL, it's foul to me, man.
Yeah.
Eddie doesn't like it. I was gonna throw one more at you because Patrick Laine's still kicking out there. He didn't really play a ton towards the end of the year. What would you tell fan bases that would be like, hey, take a flyer on Laine?
One, you're probably going to get him for cheap. When he was in the lineup and on the power play, he scored goals. Now he just didn't get in the lineup last year, and none of that had to do with you could take a star player making $8 million, not in the lineup, and that's going to be a huge story in any market. And even Montreal, who is like, how come Laine's not playing? Can you get him? And they were around trade deadline. Apparently he was healthy, but he wasn't healthy because he was kind of sitting. He felt like he was practicing with the team for 2 months. Not a peep from his agent, not a peep from the player. Went up, sat with the guys that were scratches, watched every game, was a part of the group. Not a peep. Like if he, said something or wrote a letter and I want to be traded and, $8 million players do that. He didn't do anything. And even this summer in the free agent, not a peep from him. I don't know what teams are interested, what's going to happen with it. I have no idea. But he's not he's got a personality, but he's not a problem player.
Right. Interesting. Hey, great catching up with you. Enjoy Winnipeg. Have a great call, and we'll talk again soon. All right, Sean?
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
There's Sean Campbell, TSN 690 in Montreal, voice of the Alouettes as they take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Should be a good game. And there's an opportunity for the Owls to clinch. So we kind of hit on a bunch of topics with Sean, which was great.
We did.
Yeah, he's awesome. So glad to have him on. We're going to take a quick breather here on the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365.
For all your welding supplies, think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Do you know why people love working at GS Construction? It's honest work. It's work that needs to be done. And we're really good at what we do. That's why GS Construction has been in business for over 50 years. We won't be wearing a top hat and tails, more like hard hat and boots, because we're heading underground to keep the water flowing in and out of your homes and businesses in Edmonton. GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and top men. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Alberta, this one's for you. Around here, trust takes a few winters.
It's why players have known Jackpot City since 1998. Home to hundreds of exciting casino games, live dealer action, and new adventures waiting to be discovered. Jackpot City. Nothing beats the original. Please play responsibly. 18 years or older. Alberta only.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
Well-being. 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
$47. Oh, Brian Adams and Mel B, not Mel C from Spice Girls.
Mel something.
Mel, yeah. One of the Mels just got married, I saw. I think it was Sporty Spice, who is on that song, right?
Donnie pulled that mic down real aggressively.
Oh, yeah,
like he
baby.
knew.
We've tried, well, we were talking about this last week, and I have no idea. I have no idea which one's which. I just know that there is a couple of them, and one of them is consistently brought up in The Boys, the show.
Okay, Mel C is, but she's Scary Spice, right?
She's apparently...
Mel B is Scary Spice.
And C is apparently Sporty. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
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 Anyway, they're all lovely. Like I grew up when Spice Girls were, well, Eddie, you would have been around the same age. Yeah, they were
They
the
were
it
hot.
thing, right?
These boys never. I've asked them before.
Yeah.
S Club 7.
Oh, S Club's that
It doesn't even
Rachel.
clock. Doesn't even clock with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Different time.
Yeah, S Club was an interesting show /
Yeah.
pop group that was like fused
I
together.
forgot it turned into the show. Or it was a show.
It was
yeah.
a show. It was very campy, but it was like enjoyable, and they were all like they're young, good-looking people. And the girls, if you're a young teenage boy like myself and Eddie, you'd be like, I'm gonna watch this half-hour show.
The Much Music days, eh?
Yes, classic, classic. Playlist Friday. That's where the tie-in is. If you have any songs you want to request, hit us up 1-833-401-1440. Thanks for being here with us on a Friday. Yeah, good vibes going into what should be a nice weekend, late summer, and lots to talk about. Obviously, one thing we should get to, and I'll add this one little bit. A lot of people giving you some praise for your singing there, by the way.
Was
in
it
that last segment.
no,
Yeah.
nobody drove off the road? No broken windshields?
Mike from Kindersley said Eddie and I were harmonized. Bobby said his dog's ears are bleeding. And then Matt and Leduc says, Eddie, that performance was both petty and heartbreaking.
There I love it.
And then
Matt always comes with it.
Manveer says Playlist Friday for Eddie, Method Man and Redman to Rockwilder. Good tune.
Ooh.
Classic.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hey, I can see you bringing it. What I did want to get to was Tim. Tim texted in and said, good morning, boys. WTF is up with these guys demanding trades with 5 to 6 years left in their contracts. Expletive write-off. Respect for Hellebuck is gone. I feel sorry for the Peg and their fans. this will be a huge blow. And you talked about it being a Winnipeg guy. You don't like it.
No, I don't like it.
I don't like it either because he committed to Winnipeg for another 7 years a couple seasons ago. Monster year for the Jets the next year. Tough year last year. And he wants out now. And we heard the rumblings during the season that maybe he's gone.
So he's got 5 years remaining.
Correct.
You can't help but the climate that we're in, there is that American Canadian factor, the political climate after how the Olympics went.
Yeah.
I did hear there was some goobers in Winnipeg that didn't treat him and his family right,
Yeah.
after the USA win.
That got nasty. It really did.
It did.
Yeah.
But and that didn't help things, man.
No.
But that is a factor. You
Mhm.
don't bury your head in the sand and think that that's not a factor. It's not just because Winnipeg is. He's been in Winnipeg how many years now? 7 years? More
No,
than
I think
that.
it's a decade
So,
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I understand that you want to look to try and win elsewhere, but with 5 years left on your commitment that you made, that's a long time. And I just don't like the fact that the players can go and call their shots. I mean, Winnipeg is no joker of a team either. They're
No.
a competitive team. No, do I expect them to compete for it all? No. But to
Bounce
get in,
back,
they
at
bounce
least.
back and to sneak into the playoffs. Oh, absolutely. Especially with him at the helm in net. But if I was Shovel Day off, I wouldn't, fall to any weak deal. You have the power, so I don't know where this narrative that Hellebuck can just call his shot unless he's going to sit out. But you have the power as the GM. I'm not going to take a bad deal just to get rid of you because you want to go somewhere else. No
Yeah.
way, man. I'm going to hang on to you until I get a good deal. Am I wrong on that?
No, and that's the principle of it is correct. And what I always do this in my mind. I go to devil's advocate and I go, what's on the flip side? And I've seen it. You've probably dealt with it with teammates and stuff like that, or guys where they want out, they don't like their situation, and they can make things miserable. It can affect their performance. It can affect those around them's performance, and it eventually can affect the team's performance. If Kevin Cheveldayoff isn't in the mindset where he urgently needs to get rid of Connor Hellebuck, and he's going to wait for the right deal that improves his team and makes the most of this asset that he thought had committed to his group for another 7 years, I worry about Hellebuck souring. Like, what kind of teammate is he going to be? And listen, like, the Jets had some good stretches last year when Hellebuck came back from that injury. They made things interesting, and I feel like he would probably give his all, quote unquote. But when a guy has publicly stated he wants out, and he's got 1 foot out the door, guys don't like that on the team.
No.
They don't appreciate that.
No, you don't. He'd be isolated.
Yes.
But, with that being said, and it's hard because you think about it, and I like the way you brought it up with a very smart perspective there. Whereas I get emotional, I think emotionally, and if I was Chevy, I would think, screw that. I'm not going to let this player just call the shot on me. It's 5 years
No.
left on his deal.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? And, to add to the fact, it's quite a favorable deal for Winnipeg.
It was.
Using that contract.
It was a good contract
Yeah,
that they
they're
got.
so they want to keep that as long as they can. The chemistry, right? And you brought that up. That's where it's going to become challenging. Is it going to throw off the chemistry? Because as much as Chevy is worried about this isolated instance here with his goaltender, you still have to worry about the team as a whole. Of
course.
And you still are trying to have team success. And that's where you can't think about it emotionally. You can't think about it like, I'm not going to let this player screw one on me.
That's tough for some guys.
Gets a lot of GMs in trouble.
Yeah, it does. I feel like Kevin Cheveldayoff, and we had Jamie Thomas on yesterday, and JT, like, I talked to him a little bit beforehand, and we've talked about the Hellebuck situation. Even a couple months ago, he's like, yeah, they're going to have to figure this out because you knew he wanted out, and it just wasn't public the way he made it public yesterday.
Spitballing, what do you think that deal would fetch? Like, just let's say conservatively, we're not going to say, oh, they're going to go get 4 first-rounders and a warm body. No, like, conservatively, what do you think that he could get for Hellebuck?
Like, at minimum, you need, I would think, I know they got Stu Skinner there, but you probably want like a good goalie or a goalie prospect that's on the up and up. And then maybe a actual roster player and a pick.
Yeah, it's gonna
at minimum. At minimum,
exactly.
you know,
And
like worst
a
case
quality
scenario.
roster player.
Yeah,
Like second liner even.
someone who can slide right in. We're talking about a multi Vezina winning goalie.
3-time Vezina. I think.
Yeah.
What is it? Back to back. 24, 25
Yeah.
Vezina winner.
And that commands a lot. And he's in the middle of his career. I don't like the forcing your way out, forcing your hand, the players kind of dictating. And you're right. We are seeing it more so from American players and them kind of picking and choosing where they go. We're watching it with Dylan Larkin in Detroit. We'll see where that scenario goes, obviously, and how it plays out. Matthew Tkachuk wanting out of Calgary.
Exactly.
Cutter Gauthier out of Philly, of all places. Then he goes to Anaheim.
Yeah.
And now Cutter Gauthier wants $18 million, just like Leo Carlson. Well, this is becoming, to me, and I said this before, it feels like the minor hockey mentality where the parents and the player negotiate their way onto teams. There's no more tryouts anymore. Has worked its way up, a trickle up effect, which it doesn't make sense scientifically, but it has worked its way up.
The pendulum has certainly swung because I know, even just up until the previous few years, teams really had players by the gonads, and they had
did.
you for a long time. But I'm all for player empowerment.
Yes.
But, at a certain point, it's so counterintuitive as me, a former player, saying, I don't love players calling their shots that much. It falls in the same bucket to me as the whole NIL and the way the NCAA goes. It's just, I don't love it. Even as a former player, I don't love how that goes down. Maybe I'm old school, but there is something to honoring your contract as much as organizations don't honor it back.
Yes, they're
I've
guilty
been
of it
cut.
as well.
I've been cut for sure before a bonus, but there's something to just, bouncing around and trying to be a mercenary and just call your shot. You signed a contract 2 years ago. 5 years left on it. I could see if there was maybe 3 years left and you're beyond the midway point of that contract. But yeah, that's quite something, man.
It's a shot to the pills for Winnipeg and the Jets.
It truly is.
Yeah. We're going to discuss with Spec. He's coming up. Lots to chew on with this. A lot of comments have come in. Keep them coming in. 1-833-401-1440. We do have to step out for a breather. We do have to get to a Sports 1440 update with Dono. This one brought to you by Sean Cunningham, Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly, 780-265-0165. Here's Dono.
The Sports 1440 update.
MLB action from last night. In case you missed it, the Jays got thumped 13-2 at the hands of the Royals. The Orioles fell to the Cards 7-5. Astros took down the Yankees 5-1. Brewers beat up on the Mets 8-2. And the Braves, they blanked the Dodgers 1-0 to sweep their series against the defending champs. Connor Hellebuck, he has officially requested a trade out of Winnipeg. And some NFL news. Packers running back Josh Jacobs, he's officially been charged with two misdemeanors, including battery and criminal damage to property after a physical altercation with his girlfriend. Coming up next on the station, it is Sportsnet's Mark Spector. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country. From the first pitch to the final out. Catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wore jeans. Then a volunteer gave me a medal. But I don't want participation trophies, unless they're from Bet365. With their daily prize matcher game, I win by matching gold coins, cherries, and more. Take that, denim man. Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Playlist Friday, hour number 2 here on the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365, available in Alberta. It's here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Send in those playlist requests. 1-833-401-1440. You had Eddie Steele singing along. Little Tom Petty. That was actually, I thought it was surprisingly good.
Eddie.
Betty Eddie, very nice, very nice. Lots of texts have come in regard to the Connor Hellebuck situation, and a great guy to discuss this situation with is Mark Spector, because it's time for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Mike and his team at Northgate care about the community, and for the rest of August, proceeds from every vehicle sold will go towards the Summerlin wildfire victims, only at northgategm.com. Couple more days to get that, and nice little touch there by Mike and the crew to help out the wildfire victims. All right, Spec, big news. I know there was so many rumblings and kind of the insiders would talk about it, but they wouldn't put it out there months ago that Connor Hellebuck might be on the move or wanted out. And then he just kind of puts it out there publicly. Now that it's all out there, Spec, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, I was surprised that the American goalie signed long-term in Winnipeg. I didn't think it would happen. I applauded the Jets for they've signed all their big guys. Kyle Connor signed there too.
Yep.
American winger. Mark Scheifele, really, really good centerman, is signed there. So like Winnipeg, which is, let's face it, it's one of those towns that is on everyone's no trade list. They signed their big guys. They got them all to stay. So good for them. But I guess, what did Carney say? Sometimes the American signature is written in pencil.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's maybe where we are this morning.
Well,
Eddie, you're from Winnipeg. You had a nice diatribe about that.
Well, I don't like it, quite frankly. I'm all for player empowerment. I really am. But, after signing a 7-year extension and you're 2 years into it, to call your shot doesn't sit well with me. Of course, the pride of being from Winnipeg, but I want to ask you just personally, do you care? Do you like it? Like, where do you actually stand with a guy calling his shot like this? And you can't help but take into the climate that we're in. And I'm not making this political, but it's an American guy who did face some flack in Winnipeg, I heard, after the Olympics last year. Where do you stand on a personal level when a guy does this?
Well, like let's bring it to Edmonton. People said, geez, Draisaitl just signed right away for 8 years, his second contract. And I've had lots of people say, sure, but let's face it, if Draisaitl doesn't want to play here, if things change and it's not a great place to play, he just says, trade me, send me somewhere else. So, do I love it? You never love it. Like, I think we're all raised to say when you sign an agreement, you follow it through. But guys only have one career. Guys only have one career. Sometimes I would say this to you. If you sign the deal and things are a certain way, let's say your team's competitive, let's say, you're surrounded by good players and you go, okay, this is a group I'm ready to commit to and we're going to win a cup. And then 3-4 years in, it all changes and you're a million miles away from a cup. I could see a guy saying, wait a second, I'm not spending the rest of my career here under those pretenses. Everything's changed from when I signed. The GM has let me down. He hasn't kept the team competitive. Is that the case in Winnipeg? I don't know. They were sort of a 1A team when he signed, and now they're kind of a bit of a B team now. I'm not saying that it's the GM's fault, but did anyone ever think that there was a Stanley Cup coming to Winnipeg? Maybe Cheveldayoff did then, and maybe he doesn't now. I don't know.
Okay, a couple places we can go with this. People wondering if he's going to report to camp if there's no trade. Do we know anything about that? Has there been anything reported on that spec? Do you know?
Not that I've seen. I've not seen anything like that. And it is uncomfortable because remember, the player's only leverage is his game. So the minute he shows up and starts playing, like let's look at this from Hellebuyck's side. He said early last year or midway through the year, okay, I'd like to be traded, please. I want to trade out of here. And the GM had all year to do it. And apparently at the draft had an excellent deal with Buffalo and didn't make the deal, didn't pull the trigger on it. So if I'm the player, I go, okay, well, I gave my GM a whole season to trade me. He never did it. Am I just going back to be their goalie again and spend another year sitting here while the GM fiddles around trying to trade me? Or do I withhold my services, which would definitely move things along, wouldn't it?
I think so.
How does that affect pay? Does it? If you
don't get paid.
Yeah.
They ain't paying you for not playing.
So that's where it does get uncomfortable. And we brought this up earlier where as the GM emotionally, you don't want to just get duped by the player mano-a-mano, but then you still have to worry about the overall health of your team that you're trying to have success that season. And that could get toxic quite quickly.
Yeah.
There's two things here. You'll never win the trade when you're trading the franchise goalie in his prime. Okay. Chevy's never winning this trade. So let's make that clear right now. So he's going to try to do the best he can. Well, what's the best he can? He's trading away a franchise goalie. He's going to get back a goalie that's not as good. He's going to get back a forward that's okay, maybe a defenseman. He's going to get back a draft pick, kid's 17. We don't even know who he is yet.
Yeah.
There's no chance that. So Chevy's sour. He's built himself a good team around a great goalie, and now he's losing the goalie. So the GM can't win this. The team can't win this, and the player's just looking to get out. And for all we know, the player's giving him a 3 or 4 team trade list that's making it even harder for the GM.
That's just it, right? These trade lists where you're calling your shot, and then I want to be traded to exactly where I want to go to. That's where it's even more difficult for me. It's funny, though. Conservatively, I asked Tommy what a trade package would look like, and you nailed it exactly what he said verbatim, essentially, on what a conservative trade package would look like, on the low end for a guy like Hellebuyck.
Yeah.
Well, remember, too, you're Winnipeg, Tom. You're Winnipeg. So tons and tons and tons of good players. First of all, most of them have no move, no trade clauses now.
Yep.
And the ones that can be moved, a whole bunch of them have a 10-team list that they can't go to, and Winnipeg's on every one of them.
Yep.
So Chevy's shopping from the, the bargain aisle out there. Like there's a million good players, and there's even other guys that trade them for sure.
Yep.
But you can't trade that player to Winnipeg, or you can't trade him at all.
Yeah, Winnipeg has to almost work twice as hard as every other team right now, unfortunately, and most of the time. So that is a good point. There's a couple things I wanted to ask you about, Spec. One is the timing and the strategy from Hellebuck's camp, doing it now. I'm assuming it's putting pressure on Chevy to get things done, expedite the process, if you will. Is that a fair way to look at it?
Yeah, like listen, Cheveldale's been trying to trade the guy for 8 months probably. So every GM out there knows that he's available. The people that count weren't surprised yesterday. So, but he hasn't been able to make a deal, or he hasn't found a deal that he's willing to make. So yeah, Ray Petkow, the agent, and Cheveldale or Hellebuck go, okay, let's turn the heat up on this thing a little bit. That's all they're doing. They're turning the heat up. This isn't informing any other GMs of Hellebuck's availability. They all know, but they're turning the heat up on Winnipeg. Fair enough.
I guess the other thing too is, will this make Canadian teams and GMs leery of high-end American players? And if they're not already, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. We used to be, listen, I'll call a spade a spade. That's what I like to do. Used to be Russians you didn't want to draft because they'd go to the KHL.
Correct.
Now the KHL isn't so great, and most, not all, but most Russian players prefer to come to Canada and play, or the North America and play, excuse me. So at this point, would you draft a high-end Russian over a high-end American? It's become a conversation.
Yes.
That's all I'll say to you. It's become a conversation.
One follow-up from Jason, and this is something that is a good point, and I was kind of wondering myself. Jason asks, would that not be breach of contract if he didn't show up to camp? Could they nullify the deal?
Oh, yeah. There's no, like, listen, things happen, when a guy has to take a leave of absence, when there's a lot of teams that have paid a lot of players for times they've been away from teams that they didn't have to, right? That the CBA said, no, you don't have to pay for this, but they do, because teams tend to pay players because they want the relationship to be strong. Not this time, right?
Nope.
Not this time. Hellebuck doesn't show up. The first call Chevy makes is to accounting.
Dave, those are big bucks to save too, man. That every dollar matters.
Oh, that's big bucks.
Norma in accounting, her phone is ringing. Okay.
Yeah. Norma is great. She no I or lowercase j doesn't get dotted, and no lowercase t doesn't get crossed with Norma over in Winnipeg. We've got Spec with On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. The Oilers made a little bit more news, kind of interesting, announcing that Misha Donskov, who is, as you know, with Hockey Canada, he's like the coach of Hockey Canada, if you will, and he's a part of the coaching staff for the Olympic team, and he was with the Four Nations Face-Off team. So, and a really well-decorated coach and hockey executive, won a cup with the Golden Knights a couple of years ago. He's going to be coming on as a coaching consultant, Spec, and the way they laid it out is he's going to be in and around the team during homestands, for a few days a month. What do you think of this? I mean, I don't hate it. It sounds good. It just seems like there's too many cooks in the kitchen already, but outside of that, I like it.
Yeah, it all revolves around how much Mike Babcock welcomes, the participation of another guy, right? And I talked to Stan Bowman yesterday for a piece I wrote on Sportsnet.ca about the Oilers' injuries, and we didn't dwell on that hire for very long at all. But it was, he's a really smart hockey guy. He's another sort of set of eyes around the team. He's not around them full time. And I'm just going to say to you, if Babcock wasn't okay with this, you wouldn't be very smart bringing him around, because all what you don't need here starting the season is to inject controversy into this situation in Edmonton. Right now, they haven't started yet. It's an even keel. The waters are calm, right? What Bowman isn't going to do is throw a guy in there that Babcock doesn't want around. That ain't happening. So I think we can assume that it's. You're right. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but I don't think there's ever any question on a Mike Babcock team who the head cook is here, Tommy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Eddie,
Another
anything on that?
eye in the sky.
Yeah.
Spec, what is the concern level with Matt Savoy? I know he's in the boot, obviously not participating in camp, and that's the one in terms of the injuries that really stands out to me. How's he looking, and what's going to be the timeline for him?
Well, Bowman said he didn't have a timeline. He would have one at training camp, probably. He was not very concerned. I asked him about, does this rob Matt Savoy of making a proper first impression on his new coach? He said, no, we're not worried about that. Babcock's seen him play a ton on film. He's seen him play last year. He likes him. He's a good young player. He said, he's young. He says he's not missing a half a season or something. That was his quote. But he did not give an actual timeline or talk about the actual injury. So there's a little mystery around that for sure. Listen, my lead quote in there is basically, we're not near as worried about these injuries as the fans and media are. And that's how GMs have to work. Like, injuries are part of sport. You can't freak out because you lost a couple guys early for a little while. I don't think this will. It's a big story because your goalie's hurt and your top left winger's hurt, and that matters. But it's also a big story because we're in this part of the sports calendar where nothing's going on. Yes. And this press release comes out, and it's all we've got to talk about on sports radio for a week. That part's tough for the Oilers.
Yeah.
And because the Double E are on bye week, that team that's having a ton of success.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Imagine the Double E impinging on Oilers coverage. I love that.
Me too.
Are there any games coming up like on the same night where we're going to have to choose what venue to go to?
Oh, I don't think so. Maybe.
What about the West Final that the Double E will be hosting?
Oh, yeah, perhaps.
That could be something, because that'll be early November?
I think so.
Is that on a Saturday?
Might be.
Yeah, it'll be a Saturday.
I think they're on Saturdays now, which is hockey night. Yeah. Like, the Oilers are home every Saturday. So I know the Leafs are in on one Saturday night in September. It'd be awful fun if a guy was sitting in the Commonwealth press box and not watching the Leafs play. That'd be great for the Double E.
I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
Beck, what do you got cooking this weekend?
It's Friday already, isn't it?
I know.
I don't know. Crazy. I'm a little freaked out. My boss made me write a column yesterday. I'm kind of like, I almost forgot what to do. I'm looking at my keyboard going, yeah, where's the T key? I can't remember anymore.
Yeah.
I'm chilling out. Not much going on. Like, busy week. Went to Guns N' Roses. I'm just an old guy looking to enjoy the rest of my summer, boys, before I actually get back to work here.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, if you sit like my Nono used to in his Adirondack chair, sipping on a little beer in the sun and not doing anything, I would think that would be A-okay, Spec. Yeah.
Okay, you just set my weekend for me. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Go split a log or two.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, put in some work. Spec,
all right, boys.
Okay, see you next week. There you go. There's Mark Spector with On the Mark, powered by Northgate. This truck's for you. Okay, we're going to get to text in the final segment with you, Eddie. There's a lot that have come in. I know we're going to talk a little more football with Kevin Withrich from the Edmonton Wildcats, head coach there. They're having a pretty good start to the year. A couple of impressive wins. We're going to step out for a quick breather. Kevin will join us right after this here on the Gazzola Show.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Smart, connected, community driven. Jason Greger sets the standard for sports talk in Edmonton. Join the conversation on Sports 1440. Text Greger, 833-401-1440. Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
Recently, our company softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with trackhoe or backhoe experience? All Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with trackhoe or backhoe experience searching for work, search All Star Construction on Indeed.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Legendary is here with BetMGM Casino. Download to check out over 4,000 casino games, including exclusive slots like Survivor and hundreds of live dealer games. Unlock Vegas Magic and sign up for the BetMGM app. See BetMGM.com for terms. 18 plus, Alberta only. Please play responsibly, subject to eligibility requirements. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with the Alberta iGaming Corporation. Standard message and data rates may apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. 60% talent, 40% Swedish hair cream. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
822 Playlist Friday continues. Keep those requests coming in. 1-833-401-1440. So much to talk about today as we head into the weekend. Of course, the Gazzola Show presented by Bet365. Tom, Eddie, Dono, and Fenny in studio. We have Kevin Wuthrich joining us from the Edmonton Wildcats, head coach there. They're off to a 2-1 start, getting ready for a Sunday game against the Saskatoon Hilltops. They beat the Hilltops already once this year. Very impressive. A big win against, their rivals in the Huskies. And tough way to start the year, but bounced back very strong after a tough loss in game one. So, Kevin, without further ado, welcome to the show. Thanks for hopping on today. I love the fact that we're talking about the Wildcats, and give us a little breakdown of the season. I gave the Coles Notes version, but you lose big in game one, bounce back really strong, and then follow it up with this an important win against your crosstown rival, if you will.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. A little bit of the season got off to a crazy start here for us. It's a little bit of a roller coaster, ups and downs, but it's great. I mean, in terms of getting that experience and getting those opportunities early to create your identity as a football team, it's huge. It's steps that, every team really has got to take to get to where they want to be in terms of a championship level. And we just got the awesome opportunity to do it early. So, we started off, obviously, definitely not how we wanted to right out the gate. But the guys, there's value to a lot of things. I mean, that first game was all about finding out what we got, who we have, right? What our strengths are, what our weaknesses are. And then, really it gave our coaching staff an opportunity to really start to glue things together accordingly. And we took that as the challenge, right? That first game, you don't have film on anybody. You don't really get to know exactly what everybody's doing. But once you gain that, that information, I think that's where our coaching staff really has, stands out, is we're able to really get in a room together, dissect some things and figure some things out. We got a lot of knowledge in there. And and that's probably the funnest part of coaching, right? Obviously, you're building the relationships and you're getting to know your team, and that's huge in terms of our culture. But the X's and O's part of it is a big portion as well too. So we get excited with those opportunities, and ultimately we found out a lot there. And then heading into our Saskatoon game, we put our strengths in our strengths, and we said, hey, this is what we think we have, and our guys bought in, right? Like that speaks to the maturity of our group and our the veteran presence, I would say, right? Our leadership group. I'm going into my 4th year with this football club as a head coach, and a lot of the adversity we might have seen in that Saskatoon game. We started 14-0. We were down 14-0 in the first quarter, right? And we were able to bounce back and claw our way into the second, third, and fourth, and ultimately come out with that victory. So, the players executed the game plan. That was huge. And ultimately, we were able to play another good 4 quarters of football last weekend. So momentum's a real thing in sport, man. We've been preaching it. We've been telling our guys, and it's in order to build that momentum, it's not just thinking about the game, right? You got to deal with each and every day here right now, and that's been the cool part to watch as a coach and seeing our team step up.
We're talking with the Edmonton Wildcats head coach, Coach Kevin Cash Worthrich, good boy of mine. Now, Coach, as you guys have the Hilltops coming up again, and they're going to be coming into town with a sour taste in their mouth. They're going to come out swinging. Who have been some of the ballers for you guys, some of the key players on the roster making plays that have gotten you guys off to this really, I'm going to say kind of a surprising start, because going into the Hilltops and doing what you guys did, man, it's low key historic, because that just doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, that's such a good question, man. And the truest I've ever seen it, more than ever, there's been so many people contributing to this on the football field. Okay. It's not just, we've ultimately seen teams in the past where it's, oh, that guy's got that one stud running back. That guy's got that one stud receiver, quarterback, whatever it may be. But, we've really been blessed with athletes and that are making plays across the board. We got our, all Canadian receiver in Jacob St. Hilaire last year, which was a big part to our offense. But now he's being supported by, another awesome receiver in Tayshawn Okorodudu, another awesome receiver in Wani Lacko. I believe last game, we had over 2 receivers, close to 3 with 100 yards.
Nice.
Okay, so the ball's really being spread around. But it is, if we're talking offensively, our running backs, right? The game is won in the trenches. It's won on the ground, right? And it's not just the running backs; it's that old line. So we're really veteran across the. We got a veteran experience across the board, which is cool to see. It's all led by our quarterback, right? Marco Soltero, 5th-year quarterback there with lots of experience. And then defensively, man, like our starting safety now is Nathan Sanheim. I believe he's top 2, top 3, or up there, top 5 in tackles. We're a blocking and tackling team. We're going to make the game physical as possible, and he helps us in that end, in the back end, and our D line. Right, that's something that's really stepped up this year, and with the addition of our coaching staff, Odell Willis, he's really helped us out in that department in terms of getting these guys off the ball. Right, getting these guys moving upfield, pass rushing, stopping the run. We've seen some awesome jumps forward in that department. And then our linebackers are just, when you got a D-line in front of you, these guys get to eat everything in front of them. So it's awesome in terms of that, man. It's by committee, right? Like it honestly is, and that's how I've always wanted to envision it. And that's, the power of team and is everything. So.
Kevin, I was going to ask you about that, so I'm glad you took us there. The Odell effect, because we're seeing a lot on social media. He's a good hype man, a good culture guy, good energy guy, and just getting the guy's mind right, getting them ready for war, essentially, because he spent many a years, decades battling in those trenches, and he's one of the realest. How has he impacted the club this year?
Yeah, tremendous impact. The energy starts off with that. Like he's really getting, and not just his position group, but it trickles across every part of the room in the organization. He's really getting you to believe in yourself, right? Like you're here for a reason. You can do this. Um, there's a lot of talk like that, but ultimately it's only coming if you put in the work. It's only going to happen if we deal with this how we're supposed to deal with this. So the energy is there. Um, you know, players are buying into it. Coaches are trying to keep up with the energy he brings, right? Like there's a whole lot to Odell that a lot of us know, and he sets the tone in terms of trying to set the culture and energy and all that good stuff. So it's been nothing but good things on our end, and we're really excited to have him on board. So.
Kevin Withridge joining us, head coach of the Edmonton Wildcats. And I have a question for you, Kevin, because like the guys you have on your team, some of them go on to pro careers, and you're kind of also getting them. They're playing junior football, obviously, and which is a high level of football, but you're also preparing them for the next level, whether it's university or college or what have you. How much of a responsibility do you take on yourself to make sure they're ready as not only players, but people too? Because there's kind of a couple of components to it here. You're almost a teacher and a mentor in the same way as you're a coach, right?
Yeah, that's the number one thing I was, prepared for when I took this job. Is exactly that. We're molding young athletes, young adults into the next phase of their life. And I've always said, what you do from 18 to 22 years old in this junior league will set you up for, that 23 to 30, right? Those are such crucial times in our lives in terms of making sure we're doing our best to make the right decisions to get ahead, right, and set yourself up for your 30s and whatnot. So that is a huge part to it, and it's not just me. We're surrounded. That's a big part in my hiring process and coaching staff. That's a big part in our organization in general. And one of the biggest things I did when we took this thing over was, in the recruiting process, we sort of felt a little bit like anybody could try and become a Wildcat back in the day, and that was the sense. That nothing wrong with that, but we really wanted to create value behind it, and so we closed the door, and we started checking IDs, and we really started to say, hey, like, you know, why us, and how are we going to why do you want to become a Wildcat? Here's what we're selling you. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to approach it. And if you're willing to buy, this is where you want to be, right? And so that really started, and we started to see a lot of change in our locker room and in the character that we have in the building. And I learned that from guys. I learned that from the guys we're seeing on the outside, right? I was close to watching Ed Hervey come up in his organizational experiences and admin and all that stuff. And we see it with Coach Morris, Chris Morris at the presidential level, and ultimately you're seeing what's happening with that group. So the same philosophy came from that, and we're putting it into our organization, and it's just amazing what you can do when you put good people together. Talent will take you so far, but the right-minded people and the character behind what you're trying to build, it takes you to where you want to go. So
100%. 100%. Okay, so you guys get the Hilltops at home, Emerald Hills in Sherwood Park, 1 p.m. on Sunday. You guys also have a golf tournament coming up September 25th at the ranch. If anyone's interested, are there spots available?
Yeah, absolutely. Open to anybody, right? Quite often they advertise it as an alumni tournament and whatnot, but open to anybody. And the support we've been seeing from the community has been awesome. As far as our upcoming game, we're 1 p.m. This Sunday, and like you said at the beginning, man, if there's one thing I know about the Saskatoon Hilltops and how they run their organization. Yeah, they don't like losing, and they 100% will be putting in a week's worth of preparation. And I know Coach Sarge over there. He was coaching since I've been playing back in 2009. And, you know, I keep telling people someone's got to do a 30 for 30 on that guy because he is the most winningest coach probably in all football, right, that I've seen. So he's going to have his guys ready. And, you know, we got to match that intensity and even try and set the tone early in the game. And, you know, there's big implications on this one. So we're all excited. I know that for sure.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for the time. Good luck. Send those guys back to Saskatchewan with them licking their wounds, okay?
We'll do our best. Thanks, guys, for having me on, man. This is you guys are awesome. And I know a lot of people watching your shows, guys, and this is great. So thanks.
Love to hear it. That's Kevin Withrich. He is the Edmonton Wildcats head coach, and you can go and check them out at Emerald Hills in Sherwood Park, 1 p.m. against the defending national champions Saskatoon Hilltops,
a battle
who they've beaten already this year.
It is.
Yeah.
That's one of those games where you just can't wait for the first quarter because boy, it's gonna be epic energy. Teams are gonna come out like it's a slobber knocker.
That's probably a lot like exciting football.
It
Probably
is.
see a lot of crazy plays and on all that. It's not as refined as university and college football, and it's certainly not the pros, but I'm assuming a ton of raw talent too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially early, because like what Coach Kev said, the Hilltops, they don't like to lose, and they don't lose often.
No.
So to have that revenge game for them so close, I can't wait to see how the Wildcats come out early.
Great to have him on and great to discuss a little bit Canadian junior football. If you are interested in the golf tournament that the Wildcats are putting on September 25th over at the Ranch, shout out to Murray McCourt over at the Ranch. Just go to EdmontonWildcats.com and you can find all the information. They have it on their socials as well. Nice to dip into the local football scene because that's important as well. I know the Golden Bears get going soon too. We'll probably Connor Hood sent something out earlier this week. We'll probably touch base with them.
For
I
sure.
think at some point we have to. Do you have a lot of connection to the Golden Bears?
Not a lot. I'm actually doing a game though for the Rams.
Awesome.
I thought initially it was radio, but I just saw a press release yesterday that all Rams and Huskies games are on SaskTel TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the fella from the Regina station, he was telling me, oh, we might even get a sideline report for the game. So I'm thinking sideline. So yeah, it's going to be televised. So it'll be kind of cool.
That's going to be great. I mean, you're going to knock it out of the park, obviously, but those games are on TV. Yeah. It's and they do a pretty good job actually.
Yeah. It used to be CanWest TV. You familiar with CanWest?
Yeah.
So I did one game back probably 5 years ago with Morley Scott. We called the U of A game on CanWest TV. It's a lot of fun, man. It is.
Well, I know you're
in
going to
the wheelhouse.
It's in the wheelhouse. You're going to be just fine. Good stuff there from Kevin Withrich. If you want to go check out the Wildcats taking on the national champion Saskatoon Hilltops, Emerald Hills, Sherwood Park, just off Clover Bar Road, 1 p.m. on Sunday. Some good local junior football there. Okay, we're going to get to a bunch of Hellebuck discussion, and we also have in or out, don't we? Yeah, we'll get to that coming up next right here on the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
Hi, thinking about switching vehicles? Think Subaru. The Subaru Crosstrek was named the 2026 Auto Trader Best Subcompact SUV. And once you drive it, you'll understand why. With impressive fuel efficiency, legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, and generous ground clearance, the Crosstrek is ready for your Monday commute and your Saturday adventure. This month, take advantage of loyalty rates as low as 0.49%. So, before you decide your next SUV, come experience the Crosstrek for yourself. Visit your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$8:41. Oh, that's a blast from. I love that music video, man. The Rock Walla.
I thought you found the censored one.
Did you?
No.
No.
I did find the
I didn't hear
allegedly
anything.
censored one.
Yeah.
When you bleeped out the bad one, it did slip in the other less bad one.
Jump in, Tommy. Jump in.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Oh, Friday edition of the Gazzola Show presented by 8365. We're having fun. I can't believe we're 2 hours in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's been flying by. I mean, maybe that's a sign of a good weekend to come. I really, really hope so. A ton of great comments have come in regard to the Connor Hellebuck situation, and we will get to those. We do have to play in or out with Donovan as Eddie. It's Eddie's final segment, and then he's going to real work. But this is real work.
Yeah, this is real work.
You're looking good, man.
thank you,
the blue suit, you got the blue tie, good
Yeah,
shirt.
thank you,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Crisp.
Trying to be like you, TG.
Oh, stop it. I'm debating, like, tomorrow I'm bringing a green suit to do the Tie-Cat Stamps game.
You naughty, naughty boy.
Yeah, it's more appropriate to wear it at that game than an Elks one. But if it's too hot, I've got the TSN polo, the TSN issued polo, if you will. But I think I have to suit up.
Yeah, you'll be suited and booted, repping the Edmonton Proud Green.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell anyone. Whoops. Let's get to In or Out, brought to you by the Oilers Nation Golf Tournament. It is happening today at Millwoods Golf Course. Great course, actually, for a local track, and loads of prizes, competitions, and fun in support of a great cause. Gregor's grads, sign up. You could have signed up at nationexperiences.ca. The Nation, they do a lot of trips, and now it's Daily Face Off Edmonton. Obviously, they've rebranded. But nationexperiences.ca, I'm sure the crew over there has a bunch of stuff planned for the upcoming hockey season. They go on some really good trips. So check them out, and shout out to everybody going to play in the Oilers Nation Golf Tournament this fine Friday. Okay, let's go, Dono.
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or are you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out.
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
Alrighty, gents. First up, order of business. Of course, Connor Hellebuck, he's requested his trade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying the two best fits are Utah and Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo, yes. I would be, like, can I split this up here, Dono? I'd be in on Buffalo because I know they've kind of had, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, great name, but I don't know how much they're convinced. They got rid of Levi, sent him here. And then, they have Lyon. Buffalo, yes. And isn't that who they were close to making the trade with, right?
Yes.
So I'm in on that. Utah, I feel like Utah's happy with Karel Vejmelka.
You can be happy with Karel Vejmelka all you want.
Yeah,
but there's realistically not a lot of spots that I think can actually do it. Utah's one of the spots that could do it. And regardless of if you like Carol Vejmelka or not, he is not Connor Hellebuck.
I'm going to be out on Utah, and I'd say I would substitute them for like LA. We had Dennis Bernstein on yesterday. Do you think Connor Hellebuck would go to LA? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Glitz and glamour back in the U.S.
Not a terrible roster.
Not a terrible roster. One that kind of needs some tweaking, and I think Ken Holland probably knows that. So I'm in on Buffalo, out on Utah if I can split it up. I'm kind of bending the rules. I'm sorry.
Do we have any idea what his list is?
Not a clue. Nothing at this
No,
present
it's
time.
just
So if we're looking at just these two options, yeah, I'd probably align with you, TG, in on Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably where I would be too.
You know what's crazy is like everyone points at Buffalo, and I know they tried to make the deal happen, but what if a team flies out of nowhere and I'm thinking of Vegas, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like they just always seem to find a
You're
way to
right.
be in on anybody. And I could see the Golden Knights saying, "Thanks, Carter Hart. Thanks, Aiden Hill. Deuces."
Totally. And then
Yeah.
even some roster players, because we know they're cutthroat, right?
Yeah.
So get rid of a stud.
And
They're
they're-
not scared to move a stud.
And they're tinkering.
Yes.
They need to
always,
retinker.
Always,
Yeah.
ever tinkering they are.
They would be my dark horse.
I don't
Because they
like
always
it.
get in the
I don't
mix.
like it, but I like it.
I know what you mean. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry I brought it up, but yeah,
Here's the one problem with Vegas, Tommy.
tell me.
How are they going to acquire him? They have no assets.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like bodies, man, they're not scared to move quality bodies.
A lot of their
fire
guys
it.
have a lot of their top guys that could be traded in this have trade protection.
How about
now
Mark
you're ruining
Stone?
the fun.
Going back to, he's a Manitoba boy.
He is a Manitoba boy.
Ooh.
He is a Manitoba boy, but
Well, you move him, you move a first rounder, you move like a Aiden Hill.
Mark Stone also in the last year of his deal, though.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
Listen, I'm throwing things out. I'm chucking,
For sure.
pasta on the.
But it's
on the wall here.
unfortunate that it kind of makes sense. It's
They just-
unfortunate.
They get in there.
They do.
You know,
They do. And I
Kelly
don't like it,
McCrimmon
but they
probably
do it.
has a soft spot for the Jets.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. I'm sure there's going to be a couple teams on his list, and only a couple spots he's willing to go. So Vegas very well might be on there. They could definitely use the goaltending.
And as the rig points out, Vegas is 8 mil over the cap space. Yes, but you fire out a couple of bodies and make that space, and I don't know. They're
Make it
super
work.
aggressive.
They are.
Make it work. Yeah,
They are.
no, it's
They also have Alex Petrangelo as LTIR. So
That's correct.
when you see the 8 mil over the cap, ignore that. That's just
Mhm.
all LTIR.
good reminder.
Number 2, obviously the AL wildcard race. We're using race in air quotes because it's really not much of a race and it's pretty pathetic. The Guardians will be the last wildcard team, and they will make the playoffs.
I'm in on this. They're just crushing it right now. They had that 7-game heater. I didn't see did they win again yesterday?
They
Let me look. They did not play.
They did not play.
But they're about to kick off a series against the Royals.
Yeah, they play the Royals tonight at 5.
Who just pumped the Jays, by the way. We didn't even talk about that. Mamma mia, the Jays just get their asses whooped. If the Guardians stay on fire like this, then yeah, it's more or less over. So they're kind of taking the bull by the horns here. I'm in.
Yeah, I'll be into the team that's below them. The Texas Rangers are about to kick off a series with the NL leading Brewers. So yeah, it's probably going to be the Guardians and they are 2 games up on the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
The Guards, if you look at their schedule, it's kind of almost oddly reminiscent of this Jays schedule. However, one team's hot and one team is currently not. So I think all in here on the Guards to make the playoffs. It's unfortunate. I don't think they're a very good team and they have a pretty weak division.
Mm-hmm.
But when you win 7 in a row in this kind of playoff race, you're probably making the playoffs because nobody else can win baseball games and everybody else just doesn't want it. It's the ultimate pillow fight is what this has turned into. Number 3, with the Matt Savoy injury, I'm saying Isaac Howard will be a 20-goal scorer this season.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Oh, Donnie P. Donnie P. I'm going to be out on that. I want to see the player, take steps forward. I just don't know if I just don't see the 20 goals for
Yeah.
Isaac Howard.
Yeah.
I don't. Not this season, I know he's a goal scorer and has it in him, had it in him at the NC2A level,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't know. And I don't think just because Matt Savoy's out, Ike Howard's going to go and steal all those minutes. Sure, he's going to get an opportunity, but what's he going to do with it?
I'm out as well. I'm cautiously optimistic. I want to see him have success. The Oilers gave up a pretty damn good player prospect for him. I hope to God there is some sort of plan for him. I know the way they acquired him and the homework that had not been done on him makes it concerning. And hopefully it turns out for the better. I value his skill, but I don't think 20, Dono. I think hopefully, optimistically, and I think it would be good for him in a full first NHL season to get to 10 to 15, somewhere in that range. And I think that would be considered a success. And hopefully that happens.
Normally, I'd be right with you, but if you're having Matt Savoy miss about a month's time, which is what it looks like according to Jogger yesterday, if he's missing about a month's time, I think you could probably see Isaac Howard up in the top 6 almost every night for the first month of the season. And if he's up there in the top 6 almost every night, I mean, what's stopping him from having a nice start to the
He'll
season?
get the initial opportunity. Let's see, though, if it'll be him who's going to be the mainstay or if it turns into a rotating door.
His two-way game needs to be money.
Yes.
For sure.
He needs to earn the trust of a
Like
tough coach.
he'll get the green light initially, but will he keep that? What's he going to do with that opportunity?
My thought process is, if Matt Savoy's out, who else has the opportunity up there? Because I don't think look at the rest of this lineup, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Like Podkolzin stapled in there. He's locked beside Leon Draisaitl. After that, you're not throwing Colton Dock up there. You're not throwing Trent Frederick up there. You're not throwing any of Kasperi Kapanen might be your number 2 right winger.
And that's not great.
No, it's not. Just because of the numbers alone. Okay, I feel you, Donnie, on he might get more of a run. But again, will the production follow? Cautiously optimistic like TG.
We'll find out. It's going to be an interesting story to follow here, fellas. But number 4, of course, in light of the Connor Hellebuck trade request, again, I still wouldn't hesitate to draft American players.
I would draft American players, but it would be with hesitation, and I would want to do my homework on the type of people they are, who they're represented by, and the kind of ideas in their head. Are they entitled rich kids that have had their way all throughout their minor hockey and NCAA or major junior and basically had the red carpet rolled out for them? Because that does happen, and it's becoming more frequent, unfortunately, in hockey. Or are they good kids from a good family, hardworking, earning it? If they are the entitled, spoiled brat, no thank you. If they're the hardworking, good people and earn everything, I'll take you any day. I don't care what flag is behind your name.
No doubt. I would hesitate. I would. So I'm going to be in. What I would do is and I know this is kind of fantasy world here. This is not how it totally happens. But I would try and draft more depth players and have them be my Americans. I wouldn't try and draft, the first round splash, try to become your face of the franchise guys. I wouldn't draft them if I was a Canadian franchise to be my up and coming hopeful face of the franchise. I know it's easier said because sometimes you can't help the crop of talent that's coming out. But I would try and draft more second, third liner depth guys as Americans instead, because we've seen many cases now. Connor Hellebuck, the Kachucks, Johnny Gaudreau left.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's another one, and it's Winnipeg related. Rutger McGroarty, who demanded out of Winnipeg, went to Pittsburgh, and he's still kind of up and down.
Yeah, he still hasn't stuck really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would be very cautious about it. I would still draft them, but I wouldn't draft them to be the face of my franchise.
I think regardless of whatever flags behind a guy, you have to do your homework, right, on the player, and you have to find out what type of person they are.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many franchises and hockey ops departments are blinded by sheer talent and hype.
And they will turn their back to red flags.
Yeah.
I mean, from my perspective, you got to do your homework and see what type of person you're adding to your team. I mean, hell, like look at even a guy like Dylan Larkin, right? He is from Detroit. He wanted to be there. He wanted to win. in Detroit. That is his team. That's who he grew up cheering for. It's not just because he's American that he wants out. That's not, and that's a situation where he gutted it out, but his team let him down. So for me, some of these are getting overblown.
I'm looking at Canadian franchises though.
Yeah,
I'm not taking in the...
Of course, but like looking at these Canadian ones, like Connor Hellebuck signed an extension in Winnipeg. Kyle Connor signed an extension in Winnipeg, and he's obviously staying for the moment. We'll see how it goes with Kyle Connor, but like he showed loyalty.
It's true.
He showed loyalty.
They got him on a good deal.
They got him on a great deal.
It's true.
It's sometimes you just got to look at a situation more than anything and go, the situation kind of let him down.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. This is a conversation that could last multiple hours.
And
absolutely.
And it's going to last.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not going anywhere.
Number 5 here, fellas, on this day in 2020, Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away. If you could bring back any actor for one performance, I'm saying he would be a top 5 to bring back.
Oh, I'd be in on that. Like, he was great. The Jackie Robinson movie was amazing.
42.
Obviously, Black Panther was a great movie with him. Yeah, I'd be in on that. Like, there's some good ones.
There are a lot of good ones. Obviously, primarily names that would be up there would be Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was a
Yeah.
sensational actor who left the earth way too soon. I would throw in Robin Williams.
That's a great one.
I loved Robin Williams. Some people would say a guy like Marlon Brando, but there's a lot of names out there. But I think Chadwick probably comes in at number 5 for me.
Okay. You did bring up a good name. I guess I'd be in top 5 because he did have some good movies, especially towards the end when we didn't even realize he was battling. But Heath Ledger, right? Like, I wasn't a big fan of his or anything per se when he passed away, but the Joker, that role, and
that
just
was unreal.
It was iconic, and it's unfortunate that he got it's iconic because he got so wrapped up in the role.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of what led to his passing.
Ugh.
He put his all into it. Right.
Mhm.
And wow, that was an impactful role in that Batman movie, man.
He was twisted.
Oh, twisted and just such a good movie. That's one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'd probably watch it in a calendar year. I'll watch that at least 2 to 3 times.
It's
Like,
so good.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
What about like a James Dean who died in a car accident really young, or
Mhm.
like Marilyn Monroe?
Or
You know,
even
like the
like
classics.
or John Candy,
John Candy.
I never really got into him.
John
like,
Belushi.
Yeah, Belushi.
Yeah.
And
Chris
Candy was an
Farley.
icon. Candy and Chris Farley, they kind of land in the same boat. That wasn't my type of humor, but they were still icons. Went early too, young.
Yeah, and John Candy, what was a heart attack, I think, in his
Yeah.
40s, and that's unfortunate. And yeah, no, I'm kind of curious. Fenny, who would you bring back?
I think number 1 for me, like, I would probably go Heath Ledger, although like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I didn't know he was, because he was on heroin.
Yeah.
Yikes,
Which,
man.
like,
That's pretty heavy.
I mean, his last movie is The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1. Not
didn't
really
mind
the
those.
one you want. No, not bad
books
at
were
all.
good.
But like, he was so good. Anyone here see Mission Impossible 3?
He was unbelievable in that movie.
Yeah. Like, this is the guy from Along Came Polly that's like, make it rain. I just sharded, like, he used that, and then is like just a horrifying regular guy in Mission Impossible 3. So I'd be interested to see like one last project, like what he would do.
His performance in Mission Impossible 3, genuinely, I think one of the scariest, most normal dudes ever. Like, just terrifying.
I think he's an arms dealer or something.
Yes.
And he's just like, do you have a wife? It's like, well, let's talk. I'm going to find her. I'm going to hurt her. And he's just like, what the hell's going on here?
That's messed up. Steve says Along Came Polly was hilarious. A lot of Chris Farley. Sales guy Mike says Chris Farley. Kevin says John Candy has to be on the list. Schwackhammer says Steve McQueen. Team Dean, Candy, and Farley were big boys. Corey from Beaumont has to be Chris Farley. I'd love to see him in another movie. Scott, John Candy. So, yeah, a lot of those two. Paul Walker says Mark. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Paul Walker too.
Good job, Dono. That was great.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks, Tommy.
done.
We the other one who'd be fringe for me is Paul Walker. So I loved the Fast and Furious movies when I was a kid, and that was just I don't know if anybody saw Furious 7, but like and there's always memes about like when boys cry and when men cry. That one got me.
Yeah.
That one
Had
at
you
the end of
sobbing?
Furious 7, not like sobbing, but like that one actually was really sad.
Yeah.
Where they drive off their separate ways. I can't, if you haven't seen the movie, it sounds ridiculous to cry to Fast and Furious movie, but that was actually one of the saddest things I've ever
I'm
seen.
a crier, man. I'm a crier. I get it.
It's okay to have a little cry every now and then.
I was at the Paw Patrol last week, the new one, the Dino series with my kids.
Oh boy!
And just there's a nice little feel good moment, you know,
Uh-huh.
when they found their person Rhubarb, the little dinosaur. And, you know, I didn't full on cry, but it had to bite the lip because I didn't want a tear to come. Had to hurt myself.
Oh boy! Oh Eddie,
I'm sensy like
I
that.
know,
I'm
I know.
sensy.
You have a big heart.
I do.
Yeah. Good job. That's In or Out, brought to you by the Oilers Nation Golf Tournament. I want to say one thing about Odell Willis while you were still on the air. I know we have to get to break right away and the sports update. I saw him lay one of the most massive, loud, cracking hits ever. And it was on Zach Caleros when he was with Hamilton.
Oh,
And I was in my seats at Commonwealth, and
I remember
Caleros
it.
was hurt. But
I remember the hit.
I remember just hearing it and being like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Odell just killed Caleros.
I think I remember the hit
Yeah.
quite vividly,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, when Zach was in Hamilton, balling for Hamilton.
Oh, he was too. I think he was MOP
yeah,
quality at that
and
point.
he got smoked.
Odell was a menace on the field and doing good things with the Wildcats, as we talked with Kevin Withrich from the Wildcats. Hey, what do you got going on this weekend?
That's going to be a low-key weekend, actually. School starts next week.
Oh,
so
boy.
last weekend of summer for all you parents out there. It's tamed down a little bit. It's going to be kind of nice, I think, but low 20s. Just going to be low-key, I think, chilling, you know, get
Comfy.
outside, comfy, just hanging out and prepping for the new school year.
All right. Well,
Yeah, man.
enjoy. Eddie, this was great.
Good day, TG.
Always a pleasure. We'll see you on Monday, okay?
All right, brother.
Okay, there you go. Eddie Steele is out. When we come back, a lot of your texts in regard to Connor Hellebuck. We do need to get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by All-Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities, specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunication, and street lighting. That's All-Star Construction. Playlist Friday continues, by the way, 1-833-401-1440. Here's Dono.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
MLB action from last night. In case you missed it, the Jays got thumped 13-2 at the hands of the Kansas City Royals. The Orioles fell 7-5 to the Cards. Astros taking down the Yankees 5-1. The Brewers beat up on the Mets 8-2. The Braves, they blanked the Dodgers for the sweep against the defending champs. Connor Hellebuck, he has officially requested a trade out of Winnipeg. NFL news, Josh Jacobs, the, of course, Packers star running back, has been charged with 2 misdemeanors in the form of battery and criminal damage to property after a physical altercation with his girlfriend. Coming up next in about 20 minutes time, we're going to talk a little fantasy football with Bob Harris from Sirius XM Fantasy. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's your Sports 1440 update.
It's Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
The Chicken Parmy Burger, McExtreme pulled pork, garlic and black pepper chicken McNuggets, cheesy bacon McFlavor fries, and the Stroop Waffle McFlurry. You've scrolled them. You've screenshotted them. You've never been able to order them until now. This is the McDonald's World Menu Heist. The most wanted menu items taken from around the world, now in Canada. Get them while you can. For a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Founded by a former pro motorsports competitor, Evolve Wheels and Tires brings decades of experience in custom wheels, lowering kits, lift kits, and accessories. Visit Evolve Wheels and Tires in West Edmonton, Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride, evolve your experience.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. Then a volunteer gave me a medal. But I don't want participation trophies, unless they're from Bet365. With their daily prize matcher game, I win by matching gold coins, cherries, and more. Take that, Denim Man. Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back. LeadingEdgePhysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged, and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
The Tom Gazzola Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Hour number 3 here on the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. Terms and conditions apply. We'll have Bob Harris to talk some fantasy sports, some fantasy football. Obviously, he'll be coming up in about 13 minutes. And people getting their drafts in. I've been seeing it on social media and all that stuff. And very exciting time in the NFL side of the football world. Obviously, CFL has been in full gear we're into week 13 now, and just getting ready for the Labor Day Classics next week, which are going to be fantastic. So Bob Harris will give you some insight into if you're drafting this upcoming week. He'll tell you the do's and don'ts, and we'll go over that with him. Tommy, Dono, Fenny in studio, and we're also going to be joined later on by the G-Man. He'll be golfing with us in the final hour. He's going to have Bill Penny join us, PGA Master Professional and Instructor. Fun Friday, and lots of great texts, lots of stuff in regard to Connor Hellebuck, and we're going to get to those. So let's hit on a few of those, you guys. 1-833-401-1440. We'll start with Ben Dangles in regard to Hellebuck. His lack of pay isn't an issue for Helly because we're talking about his contract situation. If you sit out, no, you don't get paid. Spec was talking about that earlier. Marty says, stop booing American players. Americans are way more patriotic than Canadians. Interesting take. They're more not obnoxious. They're louder about their patriotism.
I would agree there.
I feel like Canadians are incredibly patriotic, and I hate political stuff, but I would say Canadians now, and since the 2010 Olympics especially, more willing to pump their chest with the maple leaf. But it's become a thing. Like, it's just you seeing American guys playing in Canadian markets saying, I want out. The booing thing, like I said earlier, and we were talking with Eddie about it, especially coming out of the Olympics, it got the hockey world for about 2 weeks there, guys, got really pretty stupid, to be honest with you.
Really stupid.
Yeah.
Really, really stupid. I don't understand, like, particularly for whether was Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa, whether that was Connor Hellebuck in Winnipeg. Why are you booing your American players? They're your players on your team. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
their
weird.
choice to do some of this stuff. Well, in some cases it was. But for a guy like Connor Hellebuck, what the hell did he ever do to your franchise? He just happened to play on that team. Like, it's not his fault that he's good enough to make the team.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, without going there, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it touched a nerve on both sides, I think, of the border. And unfortunately, that continues to happen. Brett texting and says, I don't understand how stupid can a person be to say, oh, I signed 7 years. I didn't realize I was going to be staying for all 7. Like, what a moron. Yeah. There are people that agree with or see Hellebuck's side of things. I thought he wouldn't have signed that extension. Honestly, it was him, it was Scheifele, it was Connor, and Cheveldayoff managed to get all 3 of them to extend, which was huge. And I thought, oh, that's refreshing. That's good to see. And 2 years in, he's saying, no, I want to dip out of Winnipeg.
It sucks, but I mean, I would probably attribute this more to, I mean, from the sounds of it, he felt he was really hurt by the fan base booing him because
He
he's
might have been,
American.
yeah.
That's what it sounded like from his camp. Now, I mean, he was a player who was largely really happy in Winnipeg. That's why he extended in Winnipeg, and then the fan base started booing him because he was American.
Do you think, how much do you believe that, Dono and Fenny? Or do you think he can use that as a cover for a way out? Again, I'm looking at it or trying to with a devil's advocate type of component to this.
I'd put a mild amount of stock into that. That wouldn't be the main thing. Like that I think it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the Jets are probably not the same team they once were.
Fair.
So that plays probably about 50% in. And I would assume the other 50% is part of the climate right now politically and part of the booing aspect. Like that, I think that is the most fair thing you could say is it's probably about 50% on the Jets for the direction that they're going, 30% the climate, 20% what the fan base did to them.
Fenny?
Yeah, I mean, like, we saw the Jets last year. They went down. He went down, and, like, their whole season crumbled,
Hopeless,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was bad. And then just because you move, it doesn't mean you're moving to a better situation, right? Like, anything can happen. It's hockey. A guy gets injured, stuff goes bad, right? Like,
Mhm.
so, but you also don't want to be booed by your own fans in a city that you seem to have loved the last little while just because of where you came from, right? Like, it's if he was playing bad and he was getting booed, it wouldn't be because he was American. It would be because he was playing bad, right? Like, so I think that's got to take a mental toll on a guy, particularly with the amped up political climate that is going on this last 2 years.
And like, if they've already booed you once, with the political climate, what's to say they're not going to do it consistently? Like I don't know. It's just from Winnipeg Jets fans, from fans who booed their American players after coming back and winning the Olympics. It was stupid. Why would you do that? Like, I get if you know what, you want to boo the anthem.
Well, there's that too.
It's dumb. I don't like it. I don't think it's smart to boo the anthem of players who play on your team.
Yeah, it's not very classy.
It's not classy. It's really stupid.
It's not taking the high road.
And with that happening every night, that's also got to wear on him. That's where
Of
he's
course,
from. You know
of
what I
course.
mean?
It's his home. He likes his home. It'd be the same. Like, look at the Canadian players who have to hear USA every time that they play the American teams or play the Canadian teams over the Canadian anthem as kind of the pushback to that. I'm sure they don't like that either. It's just Canadians. I don't know. There's probably a little bit more extra loyalty. Maybe that's our Canadian bias, but I don't know. I think the whole anthem thing is particularly classless, and I don't like that one bit. You cannot like the country. That's 100% fair. Hell, I think all three of us in the studio probably aren't exactly the biggest fans of the country of the United States right now, but we're not going to boo the anthem. We're not going to sit there and boo a player because he's American. I mean, look how many Americans are on the Oilers. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, actually. I like Americans very much. What's happening right now, I don't like, and we're supposed to be friends and allies and all that stuff, and it's created this awful situation. As Jurassic Bark points out via the text line, says that Olympic chat has turned into the most toxic thing for hockey, with all these U.S. babies asking for out of their teams. That's from Jurassic Bark, and it's been happening. It's been happening for sure. Rage Texter B says U.S. players are the new Russians for Canadian franchises. Don't draft them or be extremely cautious. Mike texting in says the fans were not booing them because they're American. The fans were booing them because of their antics and the things that they said.
What did Connor Hellebuck say or do? Connor Hellebuck is one of the most, like, look at Connor Hellebuck. He's so calm. Didn't say anything. Didn't do anything.
He also didn't go to the White House, right?
He did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was in. Remember they were.
That's
invited
right.
to
That was the whole thing because his team was playing like the day after
Yeah.
the White House visit or whatever. That's right. I remember.
Still, like, what did Connor Hellebuck do to Winnipeg Jets fans that weren't to boo? He did nothing. If you want to boo him because you went to the White House, I don't know, man. I'm not going to agree with you, but hey, you alienated your star goalie. That's on you.
Sask Oilers fans chime in. Says, look back at his last performance in the postseason. He played very poorly, took no accountability. But he's won 3 Vezinas. He's one of the best goalies in the league. But you're right. In the playoffs, outside of that run in 2018 or was it 2017? 2018.
I don't remember. I think, yeah, you might be right.
Hasn't been great. Sam from the South, or of the South, says they are all entitled, overpaid bunch of guys. Don't draft them. Old hockey gloves. All right. I mean, this debate could rage on for hours and hours and hours. I just wanted to get to some text. There's a lot of texts that came in regard to the Hellebuck situation. Ultimately, it sucks for the Jets, and it sucks for Jets fans. A huge piece, the biggest piece probably to the franchise, saying, I want out and get me out of here, puts the Jets and Kevin Cheveldayoff in a bind, and we'll see how this all unfolds. Okay, we're going to take a breather. When we come back, we're going to talk fantasy sports with Bob Harris from SiriusXM Fantasy and the do's and don'ts of your fantasy league with Bob next, right here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Shulman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com. Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant in the Silent Ice Center, just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails in a stylish, modern atmosphere. Perfect for a casual meal or a special night out. Summit offers a refined experience where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Make Summit Restaurant your destination tonight.
1 in 3 Canadians aren't getting enough sleep. Let the Brick help you sleep better for less. Save 40% on the Sealy Crown Jewel Resort mattress. Get cheap starting at just $49. And buy 1 pillow, get the second one for just $10. Plus, take up to 55 months to pay with no interest and no money down. And with next day delivery in Edmonton, you can start sleeping better right away. Some conditions apply. OAC. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Edmonton, thinking about your next SUV? Think Subaru. The Subaru Forester has earned an IIHS Top Safety Pick or higher for 20 years in a row. Add legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and the 2026 JD Power Canada Best Residual Value Award among compact SUVs, and you've got an SUV that's built to protect today and hold its value tomorrow. This month, take advantage of loyalty rates as low as 0.99%. Come test drive the Forester at your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$9:22. Good morning. Happy Friday to you. It is the Tom Gazzola Show presented by Bet365. Playlist Friday, pardon me. Good one there from Trooper. Keep those coming in. 1-833-401-1440 as we roll along. Man, this show has been cruising. It's been a nice Friday indeed. And football season's almost here. The NFL season, obviously. And CFL season's in full force. Looking forward to doing the Ticats Stamps game down at McMahon. Be driving down this afternoon, but we're going to shift focus to fantasy sports with Bob Harris from SiriusXM. Hear Bob Harris on SiriusXM's Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87 on the SiriusXM app. Bob hosts the Football Diehards weekday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern. Bob, thanks for hopping on. I've been seeing my buddies doing their drafts. They like to post about it. Obviously, we know the antics of losing drafts and the funniest kind of punishments for being last place. And I think I'm going to wrap up our segment later on with some of the funniest stories you've heard. But I am a terrible fantasy sports player. The best I've ever done was in a baseball draft like 12 years ago at my news station back then. And it was the worst thing, keeping track of pitchers and who is likely to play and resetting the lineup every day. Tried football, get my ass kicked. Tried hockey, get my ass kicked. But you're going to have to hold my hand a little bit here. So tell us about the anticipation going into this season.
So I guess, this is like every season exciting, and you say fantasy sports. For me, that means one thing. It means fantasy football. I get your vibe on the baseball. That's a lot to follow. Basketball, there's 80-some games. I don't know. I like the weekly drumbeat that comes with the NFL version of the game, or I suspect the CFL version of the game, where you get that kind of steady rhythm of, okay, early in the week we learn about injuries that we need to adjust to. We have time to get our players off the waiver wire. If that's necessary because of the injuries, then we get through practice and we start hearing things. We study the matchups. And then, well, once upon a time, everything happened on Sunday. Now we're going to have football every single day. So that complicates it a little bit. But still, I think we have football this year every day but Tuesday this season. So that's a little bit of a new twist, but we can adapt and adjust. It's not like there's a ton of games. So I think football to me is the ideal sport for this. for the fantasy game. If you keep this in mind, Tom,
Yep.
football is a game of variance. It is designed for volatile outcomes. The NFL, for them, not unexpected outcomes are a feature and not a bug. Every team is plotting and planning to stop the other team and stop the things you expect to happen. So the ways you can handle that variance and battle the volatility from week to week is when you go into your draft, have a plan to draft volume. Players you know are going to get the touches, assuming all goes well. And that's the other part. It's kind of like a NASCAR driver when the car starts spinning. They're just a passenger. Once you set your lineup, all you can do is watch in horror as things go south, or jubilantly cheer as everything you expected comes to pass. And there are a lot of pieces that go into that, and you're not one of them. So that's part of the fun of fantasy, is using the week and coming up with all your plans, then having your hopes dashed or having your emotions go sky high when it all works out. But plan on volatility and look for volume. Look for players that you know are going to have the ball in your hands. Fantasy points come from opportunity. They're the primordial sludge from which all fantasy production arises. Without touches, you get nothing. So when you're out there, sure, late in drafts, you can take chances on these ambiguous backfields where we're not sure exactly who's going to carry the ball. Somebody might have a big year, right?
Yep.
We talk about a thing called contingent upside, Tom. So if somebody gets hurt, there's another guy who's going to do very well. There's a point in your draft where those guys you're going to have to draft. But early, I like to get the volume, like to get the guys that I know are going to have the football. And I mean, it's an easy list. When you start out, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, those guys at running back, the top of the wide receiver board with Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, you can't go wrong at the top, but focus on those players who know are getting the touches.
Bob, and then that's the obvious one, right? The go-to guys that are accumulating points, and you said volume.
Yeah.
I think that's a good reminder there. Now, I am always fascinated by and like to dip into, because like I outlined, like I'm not huge into fantasy, but I hear my buddies talk about it all the time. My buddies' wives and girlfriends are into it. It gets them going on Sundays and Mondays, obviously, Thursdays. Like you said, only Tuesdays is the day we don't have football. But I love to hear people's perspectives on guys to avoid and the landmines to stay away from. Who are some of yours?
Well, so in general, I have a stance I take. I will draft any player at the right price. But that means, and so, yes, if someone falls to me at the right price, I'm going to go ahead and grab them. But that also means I'm not going to get a lot of guys. I mean, because other people are going to be more interested in drafting him this year, and maybe I have a blind spot for him almost. Saquon Barkley, new offense, he's still very good, but he's getting a little older. He's probably not going to be on a lot of my teams because I don't value him as highly as other people I'm drafting with. The same could be said for players like maybe Rashee Rice. He's trustworthy, but he's got a little bit of a knucklehead factor in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes coming off the ACL. I think he'll be fine. But I'm a little worried about that. Jeremiah Love. He's the 13th running back off the board. He is great. Make no mistake about it. He's fantastic, but he goes into the season beat up. But at that price, that running back 13 price, I'm not sure what the workload is. When do teams tell the truth, Tom? When they spend draft capital and when they spend cash in free agency? Well, they spend a lot of cash on Tyler out here as well. I think this is going to be a split. We're playing for a featured role here. That's a little tough for me. So I think those are the kind of guys I'm dialing back on, guys that maybe, you feel like the run has gone a little too hard. And also players on bad offenses. It's okay to skim the surface of a bad offense. Don't drill deep into it.
Good point. That's a very good point. Bob Harris joining us now, SiriusXM Fantasy. He's our headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. Okay, maybe some diamonds in the rough, Bob, like some sleeper picks. If you want a ninja guy and get people caught off guard, who might be some names that you would throw out there?
I would throw out the first name is going to be Jonathan Brooks in Carolina, the running back who's missed the last 2 seasons. Look, you got to have a little risk tolerance, but he's had a couple of torn ACLs. He is back. He's working fully. There seem to be no issues. It's easy to forget that he was the best running back in the draft 2 years ago, and the team had high hopes for him. You're getting so here's the thing about all these risky or semi-risky players is the cost generally kind of makes the point there. You can get Jonathan Brooks, who may end up being a league-winning player, maybe not, but at 5th, 6th, 7th round prices, it doesn't matter if he doesn't come through. You're going to probably get solid enough production out of him to make that happen. I look at some of the old guys that are going a little cheaper. I am an old guy, so I try to support my fellow elders. But like Devontae Adams is the wide receiver 25. He's finished in the top 10 like each of the last 9 years. He leads the NFL in touchdowns. He's a wide receiver, but the best goal line back in football. Nobody scores like him. I would say the same of Mike Evans. New home. He was injured last year, but I don't think the skills went away. Here he comes into San Francisco as the lead receiver in a Kyle Shanahan offense that's generally super productive. So I wouldn't shy away from him. Parker Washington in Jacksonville. They've got 3 wide receivers in Jacksonville. Everyone's trying to decide which one to draft. I like Parker Washington, but if you want a piece of all of them, go ahead and draft Trevor Lawrence, who's going as like quarterback 11. So right at the tail end of the starting tier in 12-team leagues. He was quarterback 1 for the last 8 weeks of the season. The Jaguars got on fire. A lot of that came on the power of some rushing touchdowns, maybe an unusual number. But expecting the Jaguars to progress in this Liam Cohen offense in year 2, it seems like it makes sense. So look at some of these players in ascending offenses for sure. Chicago would be another one where you're looking at Caleb Williams. Luther Burden III, generally an unsung player. We haven't seen much of him, but we've heard a lot. One of the things we've heard is Ben Johnson, the head coach, saying he would be buying stock in Luther Burden. I think that's a clue. So a lot of players, and Colston Loveland also in Chicago. He's being drafted as the 3rd tight end behind only Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. I think, there's a lot of expectations on him, and you're not getting him cheap. But I do think he's a piece of an ascendant offense that maybe you can get a little something from.
Bob, what are some common mistakes that you hear people make, and even maybe some of your friends that you'd like have to bang your head against the wall, regardless of what type of league they're in, that you want people to avoid when they go into their draft?
So I think one of the keys for me is, and I know in a lot of home leagues, in the leagues I play in with people who do this, quarterbacks go very late. I know how appealing it is to have Josh Allen, and I'm not against drafting him, but when you're drafting him in the 1st or 2nd round, you're losing out on the opportunity at positions of scarcity. And I think that's what you need to keep in mind. This year, there are probably 17, 18, 20 quarterbacks who are capable of putting up quarterback 1 numbers. The point differential week to week. And Josh Allen is a little special case, right? So he has been either quarterback 1 or 2 every season after his rookie year. He has been remarkably efficient. But I think maybe the 3rd round is the price. So where the quarterback should start going, even in the home league. But he's probably going to go earlier. You're just missing out the opportunity cost there of missing out on frontline guys at positions of more scarcity, most notably running back, or that list of guys with true featured roles is fairly short. You're seeing this year a lot of people drafting 2 running backs again early in their drafts. This has kind of become a thing of the past, like it was something viewed out of the 80s when I started playing this game. But this year it's come back into vogue, and it's because there's so much depth at wide receiver that you can wait a little bit on them. A little more depth at quarterback, though, it helps you wait. You can get guys like Brock Purdy, one of only 3 quarterbacks who's finished in the top 10 in fantasy points per game in each of the last 3 seasons. You can get him 10th round, 11th round, and he's going to put up maybe 5-6 points fewer per week. But still, you save so much in the investment that it's worthwhile. And that's the thing you should look at. You should go into your league's platform when you play online, and you should look at the last year's scoring and see the point differential between the quarterback 1 to quarterback 12 to quarterback 24, and kind of look at those players and you'll be surprised at how close the weekly scoring is.
Bob, I'll wrap it up with the best punishments you've ever seen or heard from a fantasy football league. I like this one. It came up recently is the loser has to go trick-or-treating in midsummer and has to get X amount of candy before they can quit. I thought that was clever, harmless, and one where there's not a lot of pain and suffering, but still humiliating. Any good ones stand out to you?
I think the one that caught my attention is the Waffle House Challenge. The loser of your league has to sit in a Waffle House for 24 hours.
Oh, my.
But every waffle you eat reduces the sentence by an hour. If you ate 24 waffles, you would walk out the door. Most people aren't able to do that. Maybe you get a 10 or 15-hour stint in the Waffle House, but that's one of my favorites.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's punishment indeed. The funny, I think I saw last year at an Oilers game, a guy lost his fantasy And he had to dress up as he had to wear his wife's wedding gown at the game. And
There's a lot of that going around. It's becoming way more prominent. I know there's a company out here that does trophies and things, Trophy Smack. They now have a ridiculous onesie, like a neon green onesie that says "I lost my league, I'm a loser," and anyone who wears it looks incredibly ridiculous. And that is the plan.
Oddly enough, Bob, yesterday as I was walking around downtown Edmonton, there was a gentleman wearing a onesie romper that was like shorts, and he was out with his girlfriend. I'm like, that is a ridiculous outfit. I would save that for fantasy.
I think my choice is not a wise one. That would not be a good choice.
Agreed wholeheartedly. Bob, thanks for the info today. Really appreciate it, and thank you so much, man. I hope people put your information and wisdom to good use.
Yeah, good luck, everybody, in your fantasy draft. Get it.
Awesome stuff. There's Bob Harris, SiriusXM Fantasy. He's our headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. Hear Bob Harris on SiriusXM's Fantasy Sports Radio Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app. Bob hosts the Football Diehards weekday evenings at 8 p.m. And Mr. Rooter, headliner of the day, the MVP you didn't know you needed for all your plumbing needs. Go to MrRooter.ca. Good stuff. You guys in fantasy drafts? You guys are, right?
Oh yeah.
You guys are all in on that.
Oh yeah, we are all in on fantasy football. We my league, we do our we had our punishment. I've said it many times, but our punishment was going to a good friend of mine over at your old station, Mr. Zachary Kubish. The Coob, he had to shave his head.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. And he was terrible at fantasy. He still is terrible at fantasy football, but
great guy.
Great guy.
Great
we
guy.
love him. And so I've already done my draft. I've a couple guys on his sleepers list are on my team, not to brag, but I love fantasy football. I know, Josh, you got your draft coming up here this
I
week.
my draft on Thursday or next Thursday, you know, the 6th or 3rd or whatever day it is, the 3rd.
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm pretty amped up. I've been doing I've been hitting the books. Hardest I've hit the books since the last time I was in fantasy football. And then, I don't know, probably since like junior high. I didn't take high school that seriously.
Neither did I.
That's why we're here, Tommy.
That's why we're here. You know what? And that's just fine. I do like and appreciate, even though I don't play fantasy sports outside of the CFL fantasy I'm in with my old station, and I am leading. I do appreciate how it gets you in the game. It draws you in and it makes you watch and it gets you excited. I love that component of it. Now, you know, you go to the betting side, you want people to play responsibly, obviously. I've had guys go down the wrong path with that. Buddies of mine.
It can be quite rage-inducing.
It can be rage-inducing. What I don't like, and this is just, it's not a fantasy sports thing either, but sometimes I think it's spurred by fantasy sports. And it happens to fans of teams that just get so emotional about. I don't like the blowing up your TV.
Yeah.
I've never got that. Because then you have to go and buy a new TV.
I know.
Like, why would you do that to yourself?
And it feels like you'll see those TikToks and posts and stuff like that and Instagram posts of a guy, mostly guys. I'm sure there's some ladies out there that have done it, but they'll punch a hole through their TV because their team loses on a last-second field goal or something.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Listen, I can understand, like, if you were a Seahawks fan in whatever year that was, 2016, 2015, and they throw the ball instead of hand it off to Marshawn Lynch, and you lose the Super Bowl off of interception. You want to punch your TV with that? Knock yourself out, actually. I totally understand that. You probably still shouldn't do it, but, like, I get where you're coming from, brother.
Yeah. And the reason why, like, if it happens naturally, I'm not condoning it. It's not good.
It's
but
not good.
It feels like there are copycats out there.
Oh, yeah.
That are like, oh, and why are you recording yourself?
Why do you have a baseball bat next to your couch?
That's
you
right.
know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Who does that?
I know. Exactly. Anyway, great stuff there from Bob Harris. Some tricks of the trade, some tips there, a little bit of wisdom heading into your fantasy football season. Appreciate him hopping on and imparting that on us. Okay, we're going to keep rolling on. We're going to get to Cam and Eggs in our next segment. And at 10 o'clock, we're going to go golfing with the G-Man to wrap up the show. We're cruising along on this Friday edition of the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, "Thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the Pro Press fitting to my copper pipe."
What's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's blowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
Summer weekends in Alberta mean one thing: tournament season.
I brought the folding chairs. I brought the sunscreen.
I brought the umbrella, just in case. But who brought the snacks to get through a doubleheader?
I got Alberta's best beef jerky. Wilhock Beef Jerky.
The ultimate sideline fuel. Whether you're cheering on the kids or watching the pros, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhock Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
The Tom Gazzola Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
$9:43. We are humming along nicely on a Friday. Good morning. Hope you're doing well out there. Join the conversation. Hit us up, 1-833-401-1440. You can also get into the chat if you're watching over on YouTube. Fenny's keeping tabs on that. If you're listening on the dial, thank you. Maybe Sirius XM, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, perhaps on a podcast later on. Maybe you're watching on X, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. However you're taking us in, we appreciate it very, very much. Tom Gazzola, Donovan Paulson, Josh Fenwick with you in studio. And we're going to be joined by the G-Man, Gary Meyer, shortly. Just saw him in the hallway. And we're going to go golfing with him in the final hour. Lots of discussion, boys. And let's get in on this with some of our texters. Cam and Eggs, we're waiting for that. Tater's working on it. So we'll push that until he gets it ready. Lots of discussion about Hellebuck and, some stuff that people don't want aired, but they just kind of want to vent their opinion on it, and that's fine. Let's go to one here from Cal in the park. Hello, Cal. Good morning. Says, question on the Hellebuck request. Do American football, baseball, and basketball players get the same quote-unquote adoration that hockey players have to deal with in a Canadian city? Think of McDavid buying a beer a few years back. If Helly took the same off-ice crap as, say, Stuart Skinner's family had to deal with, no doubt he wants out. Go to Detroit or Buffalo and just be another citizen. Sorry for the length of this. No need to be sorry, Cal. Good to hear from you, like I said. There is an element of that comes with being a hockey player in a Canadian market. And I think you have to deal with it. Maybe he was at wit's end. Maybe stuff happened to his family. If it did, that's not good. Who's that on? Crappy people in the market doing and saying stupid things. Unfortunately, they're everywhere. But maybe there was a tipping point. I don't know.
It's the same thing with like when Oilers fans are getting in fights in Rogers after the game, but like with each other.
Yeah.
Listen, the acts of the few reflect on the the look of the many, basically.
Yep.
Like, few people do dumb stuff, then they think everybody does that. Right. So,
but that is so stupid. The idiots who fight each other, I would call you idiots because you are idiots.
Yes.
Why? Like, obviously you've had too many, but outside of having too many, like even when you're in that situation, you've had too many pops. Why do you feel the need to fight? Like, especially your fellow fan. Like, it's not like this is a Leafs fan and he's, berating you all game. This is another Oilers fan. Like, what are you doing? And you can say this about any single fan base because every fan base has this to some extent, but I don't understand the people who choose to, whether that's berate their fellow fan, whether that's berate the player, like the whole Stuart Skinner just debacle in terms of what his wife had to read about, her son, or was it son? I forget if it's son or yeah, I think it's son.
Yeah, I think he has two boys.
And Stewart himself, like, it's disgusting. It's despicable. I can't believe that some people go to that length over what is in essence a kid's game.
The attacking family stuff, I will never understand. That's a level of fandom I will never, or just being a person. Like,
what are they supposed to do about it? It's
they're not on the ice. They're not on the field.
Stu coming home and his wife being like, "All right, Stu, you got to tighten up. Like, what are we doing here?"
Do you think that this is a genuine question for people who do that? And I don't know. There's probably somebody who's done that that's listening. Let's be real here. By odds, this is a sports station. They do like sports. So, what do you actually think that's going to achieve? Like, I get venting your frustrations to friends, whatever, but what do you think it's going to achieve by verbally harassing a player? Do you think that's going to make them play better?
Or threatening them?
Or threatening their family? Do you think that's going to make them play better? That's going to do is, if it does anything, it's going to get in their heads and they're going to be worse. Or they are going to just hate you as a fan and start hating the fan base. That's all it does.
It's psycho.
It is psycho. It is the most insane thing in today's landscape, in my opinion, is going after the families of professional athletes. Like, all it does is make them hate the fan base, or it makes them just play worse. Or you get the odd player who just doesn't care and doesn't really see it.
But now, with social media, let's be honest, the access and immediacy and distance to stars, celebrities is right there like never before. And some of them see that stuff. Some of them, it gets through to them and it affects them. So,
you want an example of a player who's it's really affected? Look at Elias Pettersson in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's not good over there.
That's some people could just say he sucks. But I don't know, man. You're not a 100-point player. Like, now listen, some guys have career years and just randomly stumble into 100 points. But you don't go from an 100-point player and an 89-point player 2 seasons in a row by accident and then randomly fall off a cliff to 50. It's not that he suddenly forgot how to play the game of hockey. Stuff got into his head, and I can't believe I have to defend Elias Pettersson to this level. But, I mean, Canucks fans single-handedly ruined their franchise player. And it's no secret that he's a guy who's been affected by social media stuff. I mean, it's come out publicly that he's been affected by it. Why would you do that? I get you want to, if the guy's stinking it up, you want to boo him after he makes a mistake. That's your prerogative.
Right.
But why would you attack the guy? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe that's the, more rational side of being a sports fan, is just support the guy. And maybe that's too hard for some people, but I don't know, man.
Now, threats against athletes and stuff is not a new thing. It's just the again,
volume.
Immediacy, the volume. They can see it. It's not, it's not sending a weirdo letter to the team front office made out to them, and the secretary who goes through the mail reads it and goes, "Oh, we have to take this to security." No, it's some people getting in players' DMs and being like, "I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that."
Twitter, all that
POS.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Let's look at the example from just about a year ago here, fellas, of a person that took it away from the keyboard and did it in real life. Gavin McKenna broke a guy's jaw.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I guess that is true. Yeah, I guess that is true.
Well, that guy felt the repercussions. of
exactly.
getting chirpy.
But at least have the courage to say it in front of a guy. And then you got to deal with the consequences. Like,
Yeah. That's a good point. A good reminder. Colin texting in says, you're making up excuses as to why he wants out of Winnipeg. He spent a long time in Winnipeg, and maybe he has had enough. Have you ever been there? His family might just want a nicer lifestyle or be closer to home. Okay, good text, Colin. I've been to Winnipeg many times, covering the Oilers, traveling with them. I've gone to football games there. And Winnipeg's a nice city. Is it one of the nicest in the NHL? No. Is it one of the nicest in Canada? No, it's pleasant. I've had fun there. And yes, you're right. He has been there a long time. As for making up excuses, I don't know if we're so much doing that, but we're looking at possibilities as to why he may want out. And then I think we kind of opened it up to players in other markets and such, and other examples of that. So I don't like the fact that he is trying to bail on his contract. And I think, too, earlier in the show, we basically ragged on Hellebuck and why this was a bad thing and why we didn't like it. So I think we're just kind of on the other side of the perspective now, kind of looking at it from both angles. Good text, Colin. It's fair. And it's led to discussions like Stu Skinner, stuff he had to deal with, other players. So anyway, appreciate the text. Kyle says, no more keyboard warriors. Unfortunately, I think we've opened that Pandora's box, and it's not going anywhere. JP wants to know, what did the fans do to EP40? Donna, do you have that? I can say this. I know Luke Gazdick. He's a friend of mine, obviously, going back to his time with the Oilers. We've stayed in contact and remained good friends since. Showed me some of the stuff that he was being sent from Canucks fans when he had a little blurb a couple of years ago. I think a snippet from one of his appearances on one of the shows locally, caught wind in Vancouver. And the stuff he showed me, because he had screen grabs of it, was despicable. Threatening his life, talking about his family, telling him to kill himself, like stuff like that, like where you're like, wow, these people who are saying stuff like that are pathetic.
Yes.
So
if you want to know what they did to Elias Pettersson, all you need to do is type in Elias Pettersson into Twitter, and you're going to see a lot of what they did to Elias Pettersson. Now, you're not going to see the actual what they said to him in his DMs, but I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to look at the tweets and go, yeah, it's pretty similar to that. And that's
yeah.
I've heard on many occasions that it really affects him.
And listen, like, we know he's supposed to be a big boy. You're getting paid millions of dollars. True. But everybody handles tough times, hard situations differently. Not everybody can just brush it off. Not everybody can learn from it and move on. It affects people differently, and that's just a matter of fact. So, yeah. Anyway, this is, again, I'll reemphasize, a conversation that we could probably spend the whole 12 hours of the day talking about. And it's going to cause a, commotion, and people are going to have their opinions, as they should. But yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, it sucks for the Jets, sucks for Winnipeg fans, and it's unfortunate it's come to this point. And if you want the team to be competitive, I think most Canadians want all the Canadian teams to be competitive. You want the best outcome possible, given the circumstance. So, anyway, we're gonna go golfing with the G-Man here, because let's flip it to something way more positive. We're gonna step out for a break. We're gonna get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand, high quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with the Z. Here's Donovan.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
MLB action tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays back in action, looking to bounce back after getting slaughtered 13-2 yesterday. This time, they're against the Seattle Mariners, hosting. First pitch flying at 5:15. Dylan Cease, the Cy Young candidate, going for the Jays. Emerson Hancock for the Seattle Mariners. Other games around the majors. The Dodgers look to bounce back after getting swept at the hands of the Atlanta Braves against the Detroit Tigers. Got the Rays hosting the Padres. The Guardians battle the Royals. Astros, they're in New York to clash with the Mets. It's the Yankees and Red Sox battling at the Bronx at 5:15. And the Texas Rangers, they are in Milwaukee. One game in the CFL. It is the Alouettes in Winnipeg. Coming up next, it is Golfing with the G-Man. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Recently, our company softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
From the first face-off to the finals, Sports 1440 is your home for hockey talk. With live coverage, expert analysis, and pre- and post-game shows, we bring you closer to the game. Tune in 24/7, only on Sports 1440, Edmonton's sports station.
Are you looking for safe and reliable transportation solutions for your wedding, corporate retreat, or golf trip? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer 3 different sizes of units to cater to your needs, and we provide first-class service at affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
DraftKings Casino is live, Alberta. Now you can play all your favorite casino games all in one app, from the Badlands to the Rockies. Check out the DK Slots collection with thousands of games to choose from. Play the classics like Cash Eruption, or take fan favorites for a spin like the widely popular Cash Shingo series. If table games and more are your thing, DraftKings has a huge variety. Plus, they've got more than 100 exclusive games like Rocket. And when it comes to jackpots, DraftKings Casino has tons available on your favorite games, including single-level, multi-level, and progressive jackpots. When you're ready to join the fun, download the DraftKings Casino app now in Alberta. The crown is yours. Please play responsibly. 18 and over. Physically present in Alberta. Eligibility restrictions apply. See casino.draftkings.com for details.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Oh, we're grooving along. 10 a.m. in the Big E. Good morning. Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope we can make it a little bit better. It's the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365, available in Alberta. It's here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. We're going to go golfing with the G-Man, Gary Meyer, in studio. Brought to you by Country Club Tour. If you go on their website, you'll see it. $100 plus GST CCT membership card for 2027 is available. Limited, renew today. Great deal there. $100 off, which is fantastic. Country Club Tour, some great courses, and we're gonna do a 4-pack giveaway to the Country Club Tour. And bless you, Fenny. Gary's working on a trivia question that will. You need a little time on that?
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
Well, we're working on it. We got time. We got a full hour.
I don't want to blow a tube reel already, you know.
How are you, G-Man? Good to see you.
Yeah,
I missed you last week. I was in Calgary. I apologize.
Yeah, and I see Brandon's down taking in the ball games.
Yes, he's
3 of 'em?
trying to bring good juju to the Jays, but didn't happen yesterday.
No,
They got their asses kicked.
Yeah, there you go. Well, when you're talking about fan abuse and stuff like that, maybe when he comes back, we should just beat him up.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Funny, but terrible.
Yeah, but probably his fault somehow.
Sure. Considering our last conversation in the last segment, we can find ways to spread blame, and for whatever reason we want to.
Well, it's always the same thing. It's not the person's fault. It's everybody else's fault.
That's right.
And they're desperate for somebody to blame.
I didn't screw up. Somebody else did.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always picked the winning team. I've always coached the best,
Never been wrong.
No. I know when, spending time in the press box, you've been up there lots too. I've never coached a bad game from up there.
No, I'm the best
hockey.
GM, by the way.
Yeah.
I've won a Stanley Cup in my head every year.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know why I haven't got more awards too. But yeah, it's a sad thing. You go out there and you try to put out the best product you've got, and every player's out there trying to give everything he's got, and
most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a fickle thing, but it's so easy now with the way the media is. Back in the day, you wrote a letter.
Yep.
And 2 weeks later, it appeared in the paper, and the event happened a month ago.
Yep.
And that's how it was dealt with. Well, now everything is so immediate, and people want to share their frustration or however it is, but it just quick to the trigger.
Yeah.
I think, guys are just they're going to blow the steam off right away, and they're going to blame whoever they can.
Yeah. That's the world we live in now, where it's instant gratification or
well, that's
anger, frustration, or what have you. And it's
Fast
different
food
times.
world.
Yeah. And listen, we're talking, you love hockey too, but we're talking about Connor Hellebuck's situation. We don't know for sure why, but there's his reasons for wanting out. And
Sure.
We can speculate. That's what we do. We talk about it. This is a sports show, sports station.
Yeah.
But I would say, hey, a lot of American guys in recent years have wanted out from their Canadian teams. Here's another one, unfortunately. His situation, unique to himself, obviously, but it sucks for Winnipeg fans, that team.
Yeah. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to stuff in the dressing room, at home.
At home
the
is a big
pressures
one.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you've got kids, I mean, there's so many dynamics to it that it's just not an easy fix. And then, people want to just find a single reason to blame it on them.
That's true.
And, yeah,
It sucks, though.
well, it does.
It sucks,
For the most
ultimately.
part, they're playing for laundry. Whoever's going to pay you the most money.
Mhm.
And if they treat you good and the team's doing well, everything's wonderful. So,
That's true. Can't always be that way, though, unfortunately.
Nope.
Okay, listen, lots to talk about in the world of golf. We're gonna have a guest later on. It's gonna be your buddy,
Bill Penny.
Bill Penny. That's right.
Yeah.
From he's a PGA Master Professional.
Yep.
What distinguishes
Well-
a Master Professional from a regular professional?
Yeah, Bill's a Class A member, which means that he's acquired his A status.
Okay.
And from there, you just kind of graduate. But master professional, there's very few of them in the country, and for the most part, they've sat down and wrote a thesis that can be used by other professionals as they come up through the industry. So it's
distinguished.
Yeah, it helps to. It's an achievement to help other golf professionals move along in their career.
Okay.
And Bill's been a special one, and he's one of those guys that when you meet him, it doesn't take long to warm right up to him. He's one of those kind of guys. He's a prairies boy,
Okay.
from Saskatchewan. Moose Jaw. So he's a Jawsy boy, and a lot of the guys that he hung out with, got into the golf industry, and they were hockey players from back in those days. A lot of them were good athlete, great family. It's just one of the guys that one of the good guys in golf.
So we're gonna learn a thing or two today.
We will. Yeah.
That's
I
always
want to
great.
talk to him about because he got into the coaching part out there with the college. When he came to Alberta, he was at the Edmonton Country Club. He went from there out to Three Sisters at Canmore. And then from there, he ended up, I believe, at the Northern Bear.
Nice.
And we're going to talk about the Northern Bear a little bit because it has been sold.
It has? Okay.
Yeah, new ownership out there.
Blair's still out there?
Yep.
Is he?
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, that won't change. If that changes, it'll change in the spring or in the fall. Irv Williams has sold now. Haven't got all the details and don't know if it's 100% or what it would be, but the golf course has never been as good as it is right now.
It's a good course, man.
Yeah. Well, the layout is it's world class. I mean, when you get a Nicholas signature facility, I mean, he was here, when he would come back and look at how the hole was finished, and he would add another 15 feet here or 20 feet there. Amazing. I mean, the attention to detail. But the biggest problem out there is just the quality of the water. And with the amount of water we've had, and rainwater is the best. We've had too much of it, but the rough, everything is growing. It's just immaculate. And they just had the PGA Seniors, Alberta PGA Seniors Championship, which Keith Whitecotton won, and Keith's Cameron's boy.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So that's a home game from him almost?
Not
too far away,
Yeah,
yeah.
not too far. Well, but we'll find out a little bit more about Keith and that from Bill.
Yeah.
I know his dad, Keith's dad, was a real golf enthusiast. So,
When you say the type of water, can you
well, yeah.
tell me about that?
Well, when you get runoff, if it's pure runoff, you're fine. But there's minerals and stuff in the soil that are going to leach into the water, and you get iron, so you get harder water.
Okay.
Out there was a high sulfur content, and you could smell it. Like when the sprinklers came on, it would smell like rotten eggs,
Well,
And
that's
it's just
sulfur. Yeah.
yeah, it's just a sulfur.
Yeah.
And it doesn't boast well to growing, good solid grass.
What's their
it's
water
moisture.
source out there? Is it like aquifers or?
No, it's
well?
always been surface water runoff.
Oh, okay.
And with a golf course, you need a natural water course. You either need to be on a lake,
Yeah.
on a river, or an active stream that you can draw from.
Yes.
But when you've got water that sits, and the longer it sits and it's stagnant, the quality of it doesn't get any better.
Gotcha.
And I know that they tried a number of things. They tried a sulfur burner out there to try to burn off the sulfur before putting it on the golf course. It's a battle that you just can't win. But because they've had so much rain and the ground minerals have been diluted so much, it's been really good.
Huh.
And so at all the golf courses, if you can't grow grass this year, you're not growing grass.
It's lush out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. So, positive thing. And if you can get a real strong established root base and maintain it, then, you're off to the races.
Mm.
But then we have this thing called winter that kind of interrupts that.
Don't even say it. Don't even say
Yeah.
it. Don't even say it. Not
Yeah.
yet. Not yet, G-Man. Okay, so we had the LPGA roll through town. That was the third time it went to the Mayfair, I believe. Looked awesome on television. The broadcast, I mean, that's an international audience that you're getting through the LPGA.
Yep.
And I like how they called it City of Champions. That was a great reference. And a lot of people supported that and liked hearing that as well. The Mayfair making Edmonton look good.
Oh,
in
big
your mind?
time. Yeah. No, the Royal Mayfair's always been classy,
Mhm.
always a great place. I can remember playing there in 1980 in the Labatt's International. And Mayfair, the Royal Mayfair is Stanley Thompson design, and so one of the best designs. And then it was changed up. They renovated, and some good, some bad. There always is.
Mm-hmm.
But amazing to me the yardage, the precision that these ladies have.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and any professional, but I mean, they are so dialed in with their yardages and the strikes and the moving the ball from the back of the green toward the front of the green, spinning it this way, and yeah, very talented. Boy, they're world class.
Miyu Yamashita wins it with like authority.
Yeah.
And she's 4'11".
Yeah.
That, I mean, good on her, but that's amazing. And some of these girls, not all of the ladies on the LPGA are bigger ladies, but there's like some very average size women on the tour, but she is itty bitty.
Yeah.
And she absolutely dominated that whole weekend.
And never let up.
Yeah.
Put on the gas. And when you look back, when some of the bigger gals came along, like Michelle Wee, I mean, she was tall. And lanky and powerful.
What
And,
about like Laura Davies?
yeah, she's a big woman.
Yeah, she didn't even use a tee. She would just like smack the tee box and build up a little bit of ground.
Yeah, the way she would go.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's Annika Sorenstam is another one that was just dominated.
She was so
that
good.
Sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that just are that good, and when you watch them practice and every there's an intent in every swing. There's an intent in every shot you hit. And when I went to San Antonio, Texas for the winter, I thought, I'm really going to work on my game. I'm really, I'm going to, and we went out and we played with an elderly guy's name was Tom Garcia and his son, Tom Garcia Jr.
Nice.
And the son shoots 66. The golf course is 7,300 yards. And I'm thinking, this kid could have it all. I said, so what are your, ambitions? He said, I'm really trying hard just to get a scholarship to the local college.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, you're shooting 66 on a course like this. And so my practicing wasn't exactly all that intense after that. There was a lot of laying around watching TV and, you get down to the range and hit balls. And
sure.
Yeah. The intensity wasn't quite there.
iMac talking about Mayfair says, I played a couple of weeks ago. The rough was insane. No second cut in that design. I dropped the ball down on it and it would roll under the long layer over grass. Basically, have to step on it if you simply just miss the fairway. An absolutely amazing layout for better golfers. As I said to a buddy that day, if you play here all the time, you will be a better golfer or quit.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah. Yeah.
I played there at the Mayfair the week after the last time the LPGA rolled through.
Yep.
And for a hacker like me, it was devastating. I think I was over 100 that day. I was like, oh my God, I can't handle, I'm not good enough. Yeah. So.
I like that was a great line. Tony LaCure used that line when he'd get a guy in his pro-am team that would get all upset and, rant and rave, and Tony would go, "Hey," he said, "you're not good enough to get mad."
It's so true. But I mean, hey, golf is a game that you play against others and mostly against yourself. So,
well, you take it personally.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nobody who's stupider than you on the golf course.
Damn
Right
right.
there, boy.
Damn right. G-Man, are you keeping tabs on the Tour Championship here?
Well, a little bit. I know we're down to these are the top 30 that are left from the BMW Championships.
Mhm.
These are the low 30 from there. They're at East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia. Another par 70 golf course, 7,440 yards.
Nice.
And I had the list here going. They're out there right now. They're on the move. So interesting.
Minwoo Lee at -8.
Yep.
Hovland, Morikawa got her up at -6. Gerard, Badia, Oberg, Scheffler at -5. Fox, Scott, Woodland at -4. And then they have Rory here on the TSN leaderboard at -3 through 2. So they're underway for the Tour Championship.
Yeah,
a lot of
Scheffler.
money on the line.
Oh,
hey?
huge,
It's insane.
huge. Yeah,
How about-
it's crazy.
Speaking of that, how about the demise of Liv?
Yeah, I know that, boy, Greg Norman sure taking it on the chin on this one. I feel bad for him. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. If somebody comes along and offers you that kind of money, I mean, you're talking about life-changing amounts of money for your whole generations of your family.
Yeah.
Why would you turn it down, for a sport that you're playing?
Yeah.
Because when whatever accolades or whatever legends you've created yourself are over and gone, you can't take those to the bank.
No.
So these guys, they cash in, and okay, they wanted to pay us that kind of money. Here it is, and now it's going to be whatever it is, defunct, and they still got the money.
What do you think about the guys, the stars, who eventually want to work their way back? And the PGA kind of said, well, there's no real
avenue.
We're not sure yet. We'll figure it out. And we have Koepka, who came back.
Yeah.
He paid his, I think it was a $5 million quote unquote fine, or had to give it to a charity.
Yeah.
John Rahm is in there.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing is that
Bryson.
you're always going to want your top players to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to the WHA when Bobby Hull made the move first guy to really make the jump to the WHA, and he got $1 million. Well, that was unheard of, and all of the teams in the WHA contributed to that.
That's right.
To try to get more movement from these players. I mean, because they were being held hostage, and there were opportunity to make more money, bigger money, and so they did. Now these guys, their abilities and stuff like that, the people want to see them. They want to see them play. If they can compete and they're still, the best,
Mhm.
well, the best should rise to the top. They should have the opportunity. So whether they got to come in and qualify, so be it.
Make them earn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
IMAX says it wasn't the Mayfair. He was at the Bear. So he was talking about the Bear. About having tough
yeah.
go with the second cut there.
Oh, it's
Or no second cut.
It's apparently it's like US Open.
Oh,
Rough.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, because it really grew in. It was always a little bit sparse along the edges there, and no, it's just roared right in. And I think what's happened over the years, the seed, the fertilizer, and stuff like that, whatever was still there that could get a bump, it just took off. So yeah, so there's no shortage of time with the mowers out there.
Good to hear that they have new ownership, and then I know that clubhouse still trying to figure everything
Yeah.
out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing's been decided there.
Okay.
And it probably won't be for a while. I mean, that's a big nut to crack for sure. And do you want to build a monument? I don't think so. I would think you want to build something that's functional.
Yes.
How much time do you spend in the clubhouse when you're there?
It was gorgeous.
But
You said it had its issues.
Well, you know what? Aesthetically,
Yeah.
like when you came down at 9 and N18, it was spectacular.
Absolutely.
It just fit in there so nice. And but it had its drawbacks. There was some situations in there that were never going to be resolved just because of the way it was built. And, it needed help. And well, I mean, evident that the things weren't right when you got an electrical fire that sets things off. And so they're going to have to resolve that. And I know the PGA courses, a lot of them when they were starting, they would put in a small facility and get the golf course going, because that's why people were going there, and then determine, okay, how much of a facility do we need? Do we need a place where you can come for dinner after? Are you going to use it? Are you in an area where you're going to draw enough people that it becomes a social location?
I love that element of golf courses. I really do.
Yeah. And we talked about this too, that if you're a business person and you want to take your clients out to the golf course or go for dinner and things like that, there's no tax relief. You can't write that off.
It's still insane to me. You told me that a few weeks ago. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it's really the only sport. I can take you to a football game, basketball, whatever, and you can write that off as entertainment. But golf's been kind of saddled with whatever.
It's dumb.
And, I still maintain that one of the finance minister's wives was sleeping with a golf pro. So wasn't me.
We'll never know.
Yeah, wasn't
we'll
you.
Never know.
It wasn't Bill Penny either.
Well, we're gonna have Bill Penny join us in a couple minutes here. A Tub Guy gets the last word in this segment because I laughed at this. You're talking about we got to point the finger at ourselves sometimes, and on the golf course you're playing against yourself as well as your opponents that you're in your group with. Tub Guy says, "Sorry, G-man, that's not true. I'm constantly saying this stupid putter, this stupid driver, these stupid irons. It's never stupid me."
Well, like the guy would say, you'd hit a shot and he'd say, you got a piece of crap on the end of your club. And the guy looked at, he said, no, the other end.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, G-Man, you're full of those ones. I love it. We're off and running with the G-Man. We're golfing with them, brought to you by CCT. Bill Penny coming up next. PGA Master Professional.
Yep.
I love it. Very good. We're going to talk about a whole smattering of things with Bill coming up next, right here on the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact. Because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Guys, there never seems to be enough time in the day, but you need to make time for this. Ken Franchek here. If you're 40 or over, a quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, look today at getcheck.ca.
Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, "Thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the Pro Press fitting to my copper pipe."
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's blowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Classic 1025. It's the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Tom Gazzola, Gary Meyer. We're golfing with the G-Man. You got Donovan Paulson. You got Josh Fenwick hacking up along. Hopefully he's okay. And Connor Spivak in studio. Text us 1-833-401-1440. We do have a 4-pack of passes to give away to the CCT. G-Man, you got a trivia question for everyone?
Yep. Trivia
Okay,
question
hit us
is,
up.
what is the size of a legal golf ball?
Text us 1-833-401-1440. From all the correct answers, we will pick a winner.
Yeah, and I better clarify, in North America.
There's a difference.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
learning.
Okay.
I'm learning. I told you we'd be learning stuff every day.
Well, I'll tell you
with
what, we're all going to learn lots from Bill Penny.
Excellent. Bill Penny, master professional, PGA master professional and instructor, joining us now. Bill, good morning. Thanks for joining us. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you. Nice to be with you.
Yeah, I'm learning something new every time I'm golfing with the G-Man on Fridays. I did not know ball size was different in North America compared to other places in the world.
Yep, Britain. Did you ever play the small ball, Bill? Did you ever try?
No, I just play courses that have the bigger holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you became a master professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Okay.
We would,
G-Man.
we would go out and play the small ball. And you know, when you talk about the size difference, it's very little. But when you look down at the British ball, I mean, holy smoke, it was small. But you know, Bill comes from a background. I mean, he's got his son Paul and Andrew and his wife Marnie. They're all, you know, golf people. And is Marnie still out at Coal Creek doing some shifts, Billy?
No, she hasn't been there for a couple of years, Gary. So she's fully retired here now and trying to enjoy some golf. Yeah.
Oh, good for her. Now, so do you guys play at the Camrose Golf Club?
Yes, we do. We've joined the seniors out there. We play once a week on Tuesdays, and I try to get in a couple of more games during the week. So, yeah, we're certainly enjoying life here in Camrose.
Now, yourself, are you? I know you were coaching. You did that for a number of years. You were Coach of the Year in. Maybe just run that by us.
Well, yeah, I got into to the coaching phase with the university here at the University of Alberta Augustana College. And I guess it was around 2014. We started a golf program with the Alberta College Association. So it was just wonderful to get involved with that and see the kids mature and develop. And we started off with 4 boys, and you really needed to count 3 scores out of the 4. And after the second year of playing, our boys were able to to capture the gold medal in 2015 for Alberta, which was really quite an accomplishment. And now these are all juniors that were here at most of them were at the Camrose course when I was a golf professional there, and watched them grow up and develop. And it was really exciting to see how they came along. And a little college like Camrose was 1,200 students here, and we competed nationally in 5 national championships from 2015 for the next up till 2018, I guess it was, and we were very successful. Obviously, competing against the bigger schools, colleges in Canada, it's pretty hard to compete, but we held our own, and it was just a wonderful experience.
Well, when you've got the smaller base to draw from, for sure, and but you spend a lot of time with those young people out there, and I know that they still rave about the things that you're able to do to take it to a whole new level, and within 2 years to achieve that. I mean, that was amazing.
Well, Gary, and also we have Braden Clarkson and Patrick Froese are both young assistants at the Royal Mayfair right now. They were on my team for 4 years, both of those boys, and out at Coal Creek we have Michael Harrison, who was head professional now at Coal Creek. He went through the program 5 years at the university here, Camrose, and both Michael and Braden were all Canadian. So that's quite a feather in their cap, so for sure.
Yeah, well, and we know that you spent a lot of time with them. Now, we talked about earlier, we were talking about Keith Whitecotton, and I mean, he was a local Camrose boy. His dad played a lot of golf, and I can remember when I was just a young assistant hearing about this young kid out at Camrose. And back then, you didn't hear about anybody that wasn't from the city. Dougie LeCure, Tony LeCure, these guys.
Yep.
But yeah, Keith just won the senior. So you're getting old, Bill.
Yes, we are, Gary.
Yeah.
But Keith was Keith and his family here from Camrose, of course. His dad ran a golf shop downtown. I never had the pleasure of meeting him, but yeah, I hear lots about him all the time, and I was very happy for Keith to capture that championship at Northern Bear this week. It was it's really nice to see him playing well.
Yeah. Now you've got, I mean, you had pretty good roots at Northern Bear. How many years were you at the Bear?
I was at Northern Bear from 2002, I guess, when we opened. We opened in July there with Gretzky and Friends tournament.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And left in 2007. Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time there at the Bear. We went through, as you mentioned earlier on your show, a lot of water issues. But to see it flourish the way it is today, it's really shows that what that kind of golf course they do have there. It's an outstanding golf course. It really is.
No, it is, and the layout is just spectacular. I wanted to ask you, with the Bear now changing hands, had you heard anything? I mean, you were pretty close to what was going on there for a while.
Well, I was, Gary, but I've really lost touch, and it's the first I've heard about it today. When you mentioned that, I knew it was he was looking for a buyer, but I haven't heard any more.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. What was related to me was that it was a couple of guys from Lexus. Now, whether it's head office Lexus or a dealership here in town or whatever, but that's there's always conjecture. So, but that's the word that is on the street, and that the deal was done. I was out at Artie News Place, Trestle Creek. Have you been out there?
Yes, I have.
Isn't that unbelievable?
It is. It really is.
I mean,
I
you
haven't played for a couple of years, but it's. I was really impressed with what they've done out there.
Well, the whole facility of the there's 900 acres out there, and wow, I mean, the Sullivan Clark, just of course, having a guy like Art, because Artie's very creative. He comes up with things for the members and things like that. And I was just blown away at how friendly, the place was. It's the staff, how helpful they are. And, we're starting to get into the long stretches of August when all your staff is going to be gone because, most of them are students and stuff like that. But yeah, a nice layout. I mean, it's in great condition out there too. And it's definitely a hidden gem. I mean, there wasn't any sign, and Al Elgie took me out there, and wow, yeah, I was just like I said.
No, they've really built a real golf community there now.
Yeah, and he's got another 9 on the go there. They're grading that out. Looks like they're shaping the fairways now. Yeah, neat place. Now, when you came to Alberta, you came to the Edmonton Country Club. I mean, that was a big job at that time. I mean, when you get a private club like that. And you were at the country club for how long, Bill?
Well, I was there 17 years, Gary, and there was probably 17 years of just most enjoyable every day. I went to work there, and they honored me with the honorary membership, which I'm really proud of. And in fact, playing this weekend with both my sons there and the father and son on Sunday.
Nice.
So lots of memories, lots of wonderful memories there at the country club.
Now, Paul,
at the ladies in 1996 too.
Right.
The it was called the Demorier Classic when Annika Sornstrand had just come off a win of the U.S. Open, and she played, and Laura Davies happened to win that year. But again, wonderful memories.
Now you got both Paul and Andy that you're going to play.
Paul and I are playing. He's coming in from Bonneville, and their son Andy and his son Jaden, who is 12 years old and just starting golf, and he's going to play. So it's going to be a wonderful day.
Oh, isn't that awesome? Well, I know that Paul showed some real signs early on, and Bill had a beautiful little Mercedes convertible.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It was beautiful.
Bill, what are you rolling in now?
Well, I just wanted to bring this up because he sold that so his son could go to, it was College of the Desert, wasn't it, Bill?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he went down in College of the Desert in Palm Desert. Yeah.
Wow.
Paul,
yeah, I mean, you love your kids and stuff like that. How about here, Paul? Here's $9.
No kidding.
Knock yourself out.
Did your son stay down there? Because I know I've got a buddy, my friend Brent Mulick, who's a Canadian junior long drive champion. He ended up walking on at a college down in Phoenix, and he stayed down there. And I'm wondering, like, if guys like your son, Bill, manage to go down and golf down there, if they meet a girl or something, and they manage to stay down there, because it's a beautiful part of the world. I love it down there in the desert.
Oh, it is. It is. No, Paul got his diploma there at the College of the Desert, and he continued to play on the Canadian Tour for 3 or 4 years here, and he's done very well. I mean, he never won a big tournament, but certainly had a good career, young career. And now he's off on his own career and with Air Liquide up in Bonneville. So
nice.
He's playing golf quite a bit and doing very well.
Nice. Happy to hear that.
Good deal. Now, what about Andy? What's Andy been up to?
Well, Andy's busy in the dental industry, selling dental equipment, and keeps really busy with his 2 children. The daughter is quite a competitive swimmer, and just in her, I think going into grade 12 here now. So she's going to be finishing school. And the young fella's quite a hockey player, so Andy's involved with that, and it keeps him really busy.
Oh, golly. Yeah, well, I know you chased all over the place with those guys in hockey, and I mean, you played junior. You were a good player. I mean, you would have had an opportunity. The injuries and stuff like that back then, they couldn't really take care of you as well. So it changed things for a lot of guys. But it looked like you were going to have a pretty promising career with hockey.
Well, I had as they say, a cup of coffee with them, but that's about as far as it went. My hockey career ended when I really devoted myself to golf in Victoria at the age of about 22. I get 21, I guess. I got into golf and it was a lot easier on the body anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe not the mind, but the body.
Oh yeah. Well, and those silky smooth goal scoring hands.
Oh yeah.
You're just just running the putts in one on top of the other.
It's a good problem to have.
Beautiful to watch. Yeah. So Marnie and you were just for the most part playing a little golf and laying around town. And every time I go out there, I'm amazed at how much bigger Camrose has got.
Yeah, there's close to 20,000 people here, and the golf course is just, it's in wonderful shape, as every course is now with all the rain we've had. Where I spend a lot of my time is at the Whistle Stop Golf Course, which is just a half a mile out of the city here. It's got a beautiful driving range, and I do a lot of my teaching there. So, no, it's been good, Gary.
Now, we've seen so many changes over the years. What's the biggest change that you've seen throughout your career, Bill, when it comes to the game?
Well, I mean, the game, I think the biggest change of what I see is participation rate is golf's exploding. We went through a time there when, I guess it was an expensive, very expensive sport. Not saying it isn't today. I mean, you can spend $10,000 on some clubs if you like, but still, the people that are getting involved with the game, especially the girls, I just love to see the young girls playing so much, and it's just booming here with the activity and the golf courses. They're all busy. I don't think there's a waiting list at any courses that I know of, anyway. So it's nice to see. We're in a good spot, golf.
Well, and that for that community, yeah, that's a great thing for them to have the ability to play somewhere like that, and getting the quality of instruction that's out there, and at the time that a lot of the golf professionals spend with junior programs and that to get them going.
Yeah.
Now with equipment, Bill, what's the biggest change you see out there? I mean, with on the tour and I mean even locally watching, some of the way some of these kids hit it.
Well, for example, Gary, when you and I were both running our pro shops, we would bring in, maybe 20 or 30 sets of golf clubs and put them on display and sell them off the rack. And there was never anybody looking for get fitted, so to speak. So the shaft technology, now you don't buy a set of golf clubs unless you do get fitted. And so it's really, really changed. In a lot of the pro shops you go into today, you might have 2 or 3 sets of clubs, but I mean, they're all there if you want to try them as far as booking a fitting. So it's, the swing speeds and technology now today has just really changed the game. There's no question.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you going to get away? Did you get away last winter at all?
Yeah, we've been fortunate enough to get over to Hawaii for the month of March, the last 3 years, and just do a lot of walking, and just that's about it. Just relaxing. We haven't made any plans this year. I think our winters from now on will be consumed with our young grandson and watching him develop and play hockey. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, speaking of Hawaii, you spent some time at Royal Kaanapali. Weren't you?
Right. Yeah.
You were an assistant there for a couple of years, weren't you?
Well, no, I was just here under a year, Gary. I couldn't get a full working visa. I was there in 1974 at Royal Kaanapali in Maui, and again developed a lot of relationships there that some of them are still today. I still keep in touch with, and that was a wonderful time in my career. It opened a lot of windows for me when I got back here to Canada. And it was just, I was able to take groups for, I think, 11 years in a row. I took groups of 30 over there every January for a 3-week holiday, and was able to get tea times, and it was just great. Yeah, great time in my life.
Anything else, G-Matt, for Bill?
Oh, just that, and I've said it before. Bill being a mass professional, he's he set the bar extremely high. A lot of the young assistants in that coming up, and the golf professionals, they would spend time. You'd phone Bill, and he'd offer you information and tips on what to do and how to do certain things, and just watching him interact with his members. And it didn't matter whether there were members at, the private club or whether it was, the guy coming in off the public track. A consummate professional, Bill. You've done every PGA of Canada proud, and it certainly shows.
Well, thank you, Gary, for those remarks. And I mean, there's people like yourself too. There were pioneers of I guess we're called pioneers a little bit now. We're getting up there in age, but golf, it certainly has changed. But there's wonderful people involved, and that's why we got involved. So made it easy.
Yeah.
Bill, Dunk Mills says, say hi to Bill Penny for me.
Oh,
so there
Dunk
you go.
Mills.
You betcha.
Yeah, there you go. Bill, thank you for the time today. Thank you for the knowledge and the wisdom and imparting that on us on a Friday. Be well, sir. Thanks for hopping on.
Well, thank you guys very much.
Okay,
Have a great day.
Yeah, send our love to Marnie and have fun at the country club.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
All right.
All right.
See you, Billy.
That's Bill Penny, PGA Master Professional and Instructor, and the G-Man's buddy, evidently. Everybody's your friend.
Well, I hope I have friends. They say a person's wealth is best calculated with the number of friends that they have. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Derm just texted and says, Bill Penny is a beauty. Worked with him at Camrose for years. Best pro I've ever worked with. Derm from Camrose.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I like
no,
that.
he's just that kind, like I said, quality man.
Great stuff.
Yep.
Sounds like it. The fact that he sold his Mercedes so his kid could go to college down in the U.S.
I forget what year.
That's a dad sacrifice right there. Trivia for the 4Pass. One more time, put it out there. We've got a lot of right answers.
Yep. So the size of a golf ball, legal size for a North American golf ball. So the ones that in tournament play and things like that. Yeah, when you go to the golf shops and you're buying Titleist and things like that, they'll be this size. There's been variances over the years, but we're looking for that size.
All right, that's for a 4-pack of passes to CCT. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up. Friday edition of the Gazzola Show. We're golfing with the G-Man here on Sports 1440.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers, the next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
Must be 18 or older. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. T's and C's apply.
Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports. It's Sports 1440.
From Low Tide to Kevin Carrius and Jason Greger, we deliver the latest on your favorite teams.
Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
To Sports 1440.
At GS Construction, we won't quit until we find a way to get the job done. And the right person makes all the difference. We're looking for our next superintendent, an experienced leader ready to take on the role. Because while GS Construction is building the water, sewage, and drainage systems Edmonton communities rely on, the superintendent is building up the team. If you know how to keep a job site safe, productive, and moving, we want to hear from you. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
The Chicken Parmy Burger, McExtreme pulled pork, garlic and black pepper chicken McNuggets, cheesy bacon McFlavor fries, and the Stroop Waffle McFlurry. You've scrolled them, you've screenshotted them, you've never been able to order them until now. This is the McDonald's World Menu Heist. The most wanted menu items taken from around the world, now in Canada. Get them while you can. For a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Professional golf is coming to Blackhawk Golf Club this fall. The ATV Classic, presented by Building Trades of Alberta, brings the stars of PGA Tour Americas to you. Enjoy the ATV Fan Zone, presented by Michelob Ultra, where golf meets festival vibes. Upgrade to VIP covered terrace seating with premium food and beverage options. September 17th to 20th. Tickets start at just $25, and the first 250 buyers receive a PGA Tour America's commemorative gift. Get yours at atvclassic.com.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, winning isn't everything. Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus.
Bringing us back from break with his request there, a little bit of the Beatles. Nice. You were dialed into that. You were listening.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite song of all time. When I went to Vegas and saw that, Beatles Love, the Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, how was it?
Oh man, when they come in that that bass starts with a boom boom boom.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
That was at the Mirage, which is now becoming the Hard Rock, and they're building like a 60-story guitar component to it.
Really.
Yeah, it looks insane. Looks awesome, actually.
Yeah, I can't afford to go there anymore.
Yes, you can. It's not the old Vegas though. It is. You can find the deals, but
yeah,
they're getting you every way. They're nickel and diming.
Yeah,
you.
I was. I just turned 70, and the first time I spent time in Vegas, I was 19, and
Snuck into the bars.
Well, I wore a seersucker suit or a jacket.
Yeah,
and I looked like $1.09, and and I walked into a casino, and the next thing I know, this lady said, "Here's your gin and tonic," and I thought, what's this all about? And anyway, it was a real shocker.
My kind of town. Hey?
Well, yeah, but the mob was still involved back then.
Yeah,
and it was interesting.
Did you have a dart in your mouth when you were walking
No,
around?
no, it wasn't that cool.
No.
It was something to see. I would spend time there with like Daryl Meyer, and I would go down. And of course, his daughter Ashley, our #1 fan. I think they're going down to Phoenix here pretty soon.
I love desert golf.
Yeah,
I really do. It's my favorite, Gary. Honestly,
chasing rattlesnakes.
I did get chased by a rattlesnake once. I saw a bunch of quails running away from one.
Yeah,
I was going for my ball, put it in the rough. Surprise, surprise. And I was like, no, I'm out of there. That ball's toast. See you later. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not very forgiving.
No. But yeah, I love it down there. So great golf. I know some people don't like Vegas and don't like the Strip. You don't have to go to the Strip. There's more to do.
No,
it is
the old downtown. There's a lot of things there now. Like, if I go back, I want to see that mob museum.
Apparently, it's awesome.
Yeah, the Sphere is incredible.
That's what I keep hearing.
Wow, got to go and take that in. But
have you ever golfed the course at the Wynn? You have to stay at the Wynn.
No, I haven't. No,
Yeah,
I got to play. I played Shadow Creek.
How is that one? I heard it's awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. When Steve Wynn built that golf course, they went and it was a flat piece of property, and they basically dug this golf course out.
Yeah.
And when you're on the golf course, you can't really see any other group on any other hole, and you wouldn't know that you were in the desert.
That's so cool.
And he had brought in a pile of exotic animals and things like that. And there was no forethought of what could happen. But after a little while, I had a couple of instances where the wallabies were getting hit with golf balls.
Oh, really?
They'd be bouncing along, and all of a sudden there was not a lot of bounce left in the wallabies.
Yikes.
But they kept a lot of the exotic birds, the pheasants, the geese, some of the wild turkeys and things like that.
See, that's cool. I like that component of the exoticness of Vegas. There was a dum-dum that was staying at the Flamingo or went to the Flamingo, and they have flamingos on property that went in there and like caught one, brought it into his room. Unfortunately, he was a dum-dum from Canada in Ontario.
You're kidding.
And yeah, he hurt the flamingo and they charged him and everything. So yeah.
Well, what are you going to
Don't
do
do
with it?
stupid stuff like that.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Put it in your bag and take it home?
It's my new pet. I have a flamingo
Yeah.
that I stole at the Flamingo.
Yeah, say hi to Freddie, my flamingo.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just ridiculous. Okay, we had the 4-pack we were going to give away. Dono, do we have a winner?
We do have a winner.
Okay.
The winner is Walt. I've texted you asking for your info for CCT, of course. And it's just Walt. Congratulations. Enjoy your round.
Excellent. A lot of people got it right, and the answer is
1.68.
1.68
inches. Yeah. Now, what they had done, see, the British ball is 1.62. It was quite a bit smaller.
Okay.
And then Dunlop came along, and they thought we're going to come up with kind of a mid-range. And if you're from back then, they called it the Dunlop 65.
Okay.
And it was wrapped individually. It was a big deal, but it never really caught on. And, yeah. But yeah, you can really see the difference, especially when the ball is sitting down in the grass. You know, the ball is quite a bit smaller.
Interesting.
But 1.68 inches, and the hole's only big enough for it to fit in there, and sometimes it doesn't fit at all. So and
hard enough.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when you try to pound it in with your putter, from the top.
Yeah. Hey now. All right. What do you got going on this weekend, G-Man?
Well, I'm going to spend some time with a good friend of mine. His mom's having a bit of a tough go.
I'm
She's
sorry to hear that.
in her late 90s, and we'll see. I moved, and I've still got all this stuff.
I can tell you're feeling it.
Yeah. And I want to give away. I've got like a 4-piece sectional, and I've got a love seat and all this stuff, and I'm trying to find charities that'll take this stuff, but a lot of these church charities won't take them because they're heavy because they have a hide-a-bed in them.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I don't know. And I understand it's bad to leave them out in the middle of the highway.
Don't do that.
They kind of frown upon that. So.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Yep.
Have a great weekend.
Pleasure's mine.
There you go. Gary Meyer, Golfing with the G-Man, brought to you by the Country Club Tour. That's going to do it for a week of the Gazzola Show presented by Bet365. Huge thank you to everybody who tuned in all week long. We appreciate you very, very much. For Connor, for Gary, for Fanny, and Dono, I'm Tom saying thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. One more sports update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding. AWSwelding.ca. Have a great weekend. Here's Dono.
The Sports 1440 update.
MLB action tonight. The Jays looking to bounce back from their 13-2 drubbing last night. Tonight, they're against the Mariners. First pitch flying at 5:15. Dylan Cease, the Cy Young candidate, going for the Bluebirds, while Emerson Hancock lets it rip for Seattle. Tigers hosting the Dodgers. The Padres are in Tampa Bay. The Guards battle the Royals. Yankees clash with the division rival Bo Sox, and the Rangers are in Milwaukee. The lone CFL game tonight, it's Blue Bombers and Alouettes. In case you missed the news from last night, Connor Hellebuck, he's officially requested a trade out of Winnipeg. Coming up next, it is the Frenzy with Connor Halley, Sands Douglas. I'm Donovan Paulson. That's your sports.